Rocky is having a denty stick. You doing good, buddy? Yeah, you liking your denty stick? What's up? What's up, kids? Everybody come in and say hi. We're just looking at Rocky. We're a little bit early, but shit happens. He's a good boy. Here's my good boy. Yep, move your foot. There you go. Yeah. What kind of live is this? It's us watching a dog eat a denty stick. Would you like to see some guns? How about that?
How about some guns, huh? Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, Cody. Um, I didn't misplace my elbows this morning, so I guess I'm good. How about some guns, huh? You got the play button. I want to get to 200K this year, so make sure you guys subscribe, okay? I'm going to put up a bunch of videos. I'm going to batch film like 5 of them tonight. So those are all going to be up for anybody that's a member. If you're a member of the channel, a couple of bucks a month, you help pay for my shit, and you get free videos. Well, not free videos, but you get videos faster. Faster, we say. Faster. Hello, AG. Just took my shotgun to get an FDE or Cerakote. Nice, dude. What's up? But Yash. Yash, we done. Creepy Stalker, what's going on? As you guys come in, hit the like button. Say what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up. You're all pretty. Some of you are pretty. Some of you are butt fucking ugly. Anyways, do you eat your whole treat? Do you want another one? If you want a treat, you gotta do a trick. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Sit. Shake. Do you think that's worthy of a treat, guys? Do you think that face is worthy of a treat? Do you think? Look at that. Oh, he's such a good boy. Huh? You think he should get a? You think he should get a treat? Put a 1 in the chat if you think my boy deserves a treat, huh? Okay, here you go, buddy. There you go. Go on, go lay down. Yay! I gave my dog a treat. All right, I'm turning you around. Look, man, I'm proud of my doggo, okay? 6 weeks old and he listens better than half of you clowns. I mean, people, loving people, all my wonderful, wonderful subscribers. You're all so wonderful and I love you all. There you go, pal. Have a denty stick. And one of these. My boy gets all the treats. Good boy. Those are both yours, pal. Of course, everybody says yes. Yes, yes, yes. My boy gets what my boy wants. How you guys doing? Good evening. If you're new here, good evening. If you're old here, good evening. Your evening, good evening. If you're old here, evening, good. Holy shit. Let me put on my do not disturb. Look at my crotch real quick. Okay. Beep. Boop. Boop. Beep. Okay. You'll take a treat. I'll give you a treat. You get to hang out with me for a couple hours. How's that? How's that for your treat? You get to hang out with the Jiminy Show. Look at me. I'm wearing a longer sleeve even though it's rolled up. So my buddy, the tattoo guy, Dustin, came by earlier today. And we want to do some work. So if you guys want to see me get the that my skeletonized Yosemite Sam, break open your wallets. Otherwise, we're going to do some more fill-in work on the other ones. Trying to make sure I got guns in the background. Ghost of Boy, you are a whore. So I got frustrated at a bad guy, so I shot him in the head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. In the neck, shoulder, lung, heart, other heart, lung, gut. Yeah, don't piss me off and Ghost at the board, man. Why Rocky's so mad? He's actually not mad in that picture. In that picture, he was in the middle of a bark. So he was getting up to bark because I told him to do something, and he barked when I took the picture. I just happened to like that picture because it was right in the middle. So he was not mad. Don't worry, my dog is not mad at me. My dog loves me. I let him eat whatever he wants, man. My dog loves me. Isn't that right, buddy? You a good boy? I know, that's why I made it the picture today. Hey, buddy. What's up, pal? It's okay. I got you. I got you, buddy. Come here. Come here. Yeah. So my boy does what he wants. Isn't that right, buddy? Isn't that right, pal? Yeah. Good boy. Yeah, but you got to earn more treats later. So. Man, you are looking skinny. Nah, it just seems that way. I'm not actually skinny. Rocky looked like I felt at the car dealership today. What'd you get, dude? Did you buy something or were you just getting work done? Good boy. Good boy. All right, fine. Take this and go lay down. There you go. Last one. Go lay down. Yeah. They're good for him. They're denty sticks. What'd you do at the car dealership today? Also, can you spot the different 1911 up there today? Getting a recall looked at. They gave me a loaner of what I want to upgrade to. Oh, that's never a good thing. That's them. They're playing the game, man. They're trying to trick you into buying a car. What are you looking at, though? What are you looking at buying? What kind of rifle is that on the wall? You gotta be, if you're talking about the wood grain one, that is a Sears Model 43-103. The only reason it's even up there is because the wood's really nice on it. I like the way it looks. It's actually a tube-fed 22. A lot of the older 22s tend to be like single shot or mag-fed, so it's nice to have a tube-fed one. Thanks for asking the question, Nick. I appreciate that one. That's what caught my eye. Yeah, it's the reason why I didn't sell it. So I sold a lot of guns when I started my business and all that fun stuff, but I actually decided to keep that one. You want to get a 25 Pathfinder. I mean, Pathfinders are pretty cool. And I believe, don't Pathfinders have regular transmissions and not the CVTs? That's the only downside I have with Nissan and the Honda Accords and stuff like that, is that everybody that went to a CVT, the longevity of the CVT transmission is very questionable. Also, it works in the same principle as a go-kart. The harder you push, the more gear you get. So, yeah, most people don't like CVTs. That's why, like, the Nissan Maxima gave you paddle shifters on a CVT to simulate gears. You started collecting a few years ago, just got your first AR and AK. You're hooked now. Nice, Nick. ARs and AKs. So I'm of the mind. So people always ask me, do I prefer ARs or AKs? I prefer ARs because they tend to be more accurate out of the box. But in terms of which platform do I prefer, it doesn't really matter to me. Whatever I have is what I prefer. So I own both AKs and I own both ARs. And I'm very happy with both. They serve different purposes. So I own 300 Blackout and 7.62 by 39 ARs. I own only 7.62 by 39 AKs. I don't own anything other caliber. Makes sense. Yeah, pretty much. Bro, the guns are real or what? You look like John Wick V2. Yes, the guns behind me are real. If you click on my name and go to my channel, you'll see that I actually demonstrate almost every gun on that wall. The only ones that haven't been demonstrated is that Springfield Loaded, because I bought that off of a guy, sold it to a friend of mine, and he's trading it back to me for another gun, so I'm going to be getting that one back from him. And I haven't done a video on the SAR K2 and 45 yet, nor have I done another follow-up on the T-Sauce, which I will be doing, the BR9 double stack. and I haven't done a full video on the Firestar yet. You didn't see me pew the Sears. I haven't shot the Sears yet because I don't have a mount for it. For an optic, but yeah, I need to take it out. I kept it just because it's eye candy. It's a 22 caliber rifle. It's gonna do what it does. Yeah, the 60s bolt action thing is one of the best long range guns I have for a 22. Bolt actions tend to be more accurate than the mag fed ones. I don't know why. LCVT are there yet, but I feel like they will be in the future. Transmissions with their efficiency, we'll see a lot of improvements. So here's the thing, Xander. The problem with the CVT transmission is it's too complicated for what the application is. If there was one type of driver driving at one type of rate of speed and one type of acceleration, a CVT would be fine because you could build it to fit one person. But because, let's face it, CVTs go into Nissan Rogues, Nissan Altimas, Nissan Sentras, and Honda Accords, which are the bastard children of the car world because it's all vehicles that people with shit credit buy with shit down payments and don't take care of. So CVTs wind up in the hands of people that don't know how to take care of them and they destroy them. A CVT on its own can be a very reliable piece of engineering. It's just the people that build them have to build them because there's so many Nimrods out there that are going to destroy them. I like that Sears a lot. Yeah. It's really nice. I actually got that from CWL in the chat. He traded it to me. It's a cool gun setup. Thank you, sir. Sears rifle's a beaut. Yeah, no, when I saw the wood on it, so CWL traded me a few guns and for another gun of mine because I have an FFL, and that was one of them. That's actually the only gun I kept out of all the guns he gave me. I love this collection. Thank you. Tyrone, what is up? The green pistol on the top right is the best. That is a non-firing replica of a Chiappa Rhino that my buddy Drunk Mouse made for me. But thank you for noticing it. It's a fun one. The reason my buddy made that for me is because he knows that I hate Chiappa, so he made a Chiappa Rhino that won't hurt anybody. But yeah, come on in, say hi, see what's going on. Working with a couple of companies I worked with a long time ago. We're going to be doing some more stuff moving forward. CV Life is going to be providing me with some stuff for my gun lockers and things like that, so we'll have some stuff there. I do have a video coming on an FN 510 because my buddy also wants to trade one of those in. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, to quote Grandma. Hello, boys. So there's a Chiappa used for 1/4 of the new price at the local. So tempting. 1/4 of the new price. So what is that, like $400? I mean, if it's a $400 gun, that might be worth buying just because it's so cheap. It's worth the worth the risk. But that might be the only way to make it worth it.
Oh, look, it's a Terran Tactical. Wait, no, it's a Canic.
Top gun on the right is a Keltec KS7. My wife bought one of those Fiat 500 things, had a dual clutch automatic, only made it 20,000 before it went out. Again, similar problem, not saying it was your wife's fault, but a dual clutch automatic in a $20,000 car is going to explode. So when you look at cars that had the DCTs first, you're talking $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 cars, $100,000 Lambos, and then they stuck them in $18,000, $19,000 cars. There's so many corners you cut to build a $19,000 with a dual clutch automatic that it's going to explode. That's why, so if there's no support, it's okay because it was cheap. You should buy it and then call me. For $400, I'll beat the shit out of a Chiappa Rhino. Yeah, make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, all that stuff. I'm trying to get to 200,000 by the end of the year. That's my main goal. I'm not looking for monetary compensation from you guys. I'm trying to find sponsors for the channel. So if you guys just hit the likes and the subscribes, it helps grow the channel naturally for the algorithm. I can go out there and buy bots and buy subscribers and shit and then get to 200K, but that just doesn't look right when you're looking at your analytics. So just do me a favor, hit the like button. Have I ever heard of the Volvo Island? I've never heard of the Volvo Island. What is the Volvo Island? What? Am I good? I am good. I'm good. I don't Google things unless I want to. What's my favorite deer caliber? Never hunted. I am a sport shooter. I am not a hunter. I'm not opposed to it. I just never did it. Like a 30 by 15 foot island. Nice. Have I ever boxed with a kangaroo before? No, but I slept with. Never mind. I was going to tell a really bad joke, but I'm not going to do it. I love bubblegum. Hi, Michael. What's up? Is that a Dan Wesson on the wall with the red grips? Those are Dan Wesson grips, but that's actually a Tanfoglio Witness. My Dan Wesson is not on the wall tonight, but I do own a DWX that I battle wore. So it has different grips on it because those grips are too bright. And those grips look really good on a Tanfoglio Witness. I've also got the black aluminum grips too. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I'm sorry, Peter Griffin. I cannot take orders through YouTube. What's a good light to get for a handgun? So budget is going to determine what you wind up with, but I can tell you that there's a lot of really reasonable budget price lights. I work with a few different companies, Nightcore, Through Night, Olight. They all manufacture decent lights at a budget price. If you want like industry standard stuff, Streamlights and Surefire. Streamlights TLR1, TLR7, TLR8, depending on the size of the gun. Surefire X300, just in general. Those are more expensive. Obviously, the Surefire is in the $300 range. The Streamlights are in the $180, $190 range. So if you want to stay under those price ranges, Through Night, Nightcore, and Olight. In fact, I'm working with Olight right now. That's an Olight on the Canik TTI because it's bronze and it matches the barrel. Can we be your friend? Everybody's my friend. What's the best compensator for a 9mm handgun in your opinion? If you're talking about design, one that's actually cut into the slide and the barrel would probably be the best comp because that's integrated into the gun. It doesn't affect the weight by hanging off the end of the gun. Otherwise, a threaded one would be the next step, and then one that's attached to the bushing would be the last possible one. Andy, what's going on? I have a Surefire. Why is there so much hate for Olight? Because the internet is a devil dog filled with bastard people. So Olight had an issue where one of their lights suffered an explosion while it was in the mouth of a person using it. But what everybody only sees was the name Olight. What they didn't realize, it was actually the battery manufacturer that made the bad battery. So a bad lithium battery was able to get wet. When lithium batteries get wet, they can combust because it arcs them. And then a guy had it in his mouth. The light went kaboom, and the guy eventually died. So people are like, oh, it's Olight. And then the fact that it is made in China, but a ton of shit is made in China. So it's hard to really sit here and go, oh, just because it's made in China, it's bad. No, I have good experience with a lot of Olight products. You just got to be careful with your battery manufacturers. Am I John Wick's cousin? I am not, but thank you, Alberto. I appreciate that one. Thank you for the Hammerly vid. I'll be looking at it soon. If you get it on sale through Palmetto, it's a hell of a deal. $200 for a 12-round 1911 that actually takes down like a real 1911. Some of the other manufactured ones, like the GSG and the Chiappa, they have like a stupid retaining pin on one side. That one takes down like a real one. Yes, it's fixed barrel, but that just means it's better for accuracy. Mouse, what's up? Good to see the beard. Yeah, it's probably staying for a while. Once I lose a little bit more weight, I may consider shaving again. Yeah, so again, it wasn't the light, it was the battery. Did you see Harbor Freight had a pistol light and shoot fire? Yeah, they've already pulled them off of shelves because of it. Aren't you a felon, though? If I was, I'd be really stupid to have them on the wall behind me, buddy. Nice PC, thank you. Olight seems okay. I have an Odin on my AR. Olight is absolutely fine, man. Olight is not a problem. In fact, I have a couple of their products. I have their O sight on one of my 1911s. I have their Olight on my XF Pro. That is the Balder with the laser. That is the PL Mini Valkyrie on that. And I've got their Arc Pro. What a beautiful gun collection. Love from the left, my PC gaming brethren. Hey, what's going on? Thank you. I think he means feline, not felon. No, he meant felon. He's trying to be funny. Joe, I checked one of my sales that I have my revolvers, and with good grips, I'll have white mold growing from the shit. That sucks, dude. That's why I refuse to shave. I don't want to see my fat face until I lose what is 30 pounds. Oh, I don't mind seeing my face. It's just I don't feel like shaving. Yeah, they pulled it because they got a cease and desist. Price is going to go up. Found my old M&P 380, cleaned all the carbon buildup out of the barrel and frame. Baby was Chris founding after. Also have no idea what the hell I was doing, so I was lucky I didn't break it. It's a gun. They're hard to break. AR said Crawford versus Canelo prediction. I don't know who either of those people are. You have the Balder SBL and the EDC the Baton 3 Pro. There you go. Wish I could send pics of my setup. Scott Olight Balder Pro R, and that one is the shit. Easy charge, quality on point. I feel like the Surefire is kind of overrated. Surefires are not overrated in my opinion. Like I have the Scout Light for my AR when I'm running a regular rail on it. So normally that's a through night. Where is it? That is there's a Night Core version of the Balder. Night Core's version of the Surefire. Really nice light. Gotta do video on that. Yeah, I got a lot of lights that I'm usually testing. Only shaves from the waist down. No, I nair from the neck down. What's your personal picks of handguns or rifles? Typically handguns. I got into the industry about 8 years ago. I liked handguns. I started with handguns. I'm actually very accurate with handguns. You'll see some guys are really accurate with handguns, but they can't shoot a rifle to save their life. I can shoot a rifle. I just prefer not to. I prefer the more visceral feel of a handgun. Yeah, if somebody wants to link the Discord. What's up, Paul? You gave the grips a light coat of ballistol. You might have problems if they're getting moldy, though, so you just got to be careful. What do you think of the O-Sight? Is it the V1 or V2? So this is the O-Sight SE V2. It's the enclosed optic, and I like it. It's not the original one, the one with the top hat. This one is just a standard enclosed red dot with the side-loading battery. Well, I don't make go say shooting a bullet and they pull you to the bullet. That is a weird thing. Interesting. I just learned not too long ago Harbor Freight had a weapon line. I didn't realize they pulled it off the shelf, though. Oh, no. They were sold out immediately because it was a $50 version of the TLR-1. I mean, it even had the same red thing around the end of it. Am I preparing for war? No, I am not preparing for war. I am a 46-year-old man. There is no way I will ever be called up for war, Jason. Opinion on the 380 Bodyguard. The 2.0 is considered probably one of the best 380s right now, and the 2.0 comp, everybody says is even better. I bet them soak in the sun. You let them soak for almost 2 hours. They were very warm when I brought them back inside. Yeah, but sunlight isn't going to kill mold, dude. Just be very careful and watch them. Just make sure that the mold doesn't come back. What GPU is that? That is a Gigabyte RTX 4070 Ti. I never played airsoft games. Is that a Liberator pistol up there? Which one are you referring to? The answer is no regardless, but which one are you trying to refer to? Ahmad, what is going on? I found a rail that hooks onto the old school clamshell foregrip that are awesome, which allows me to run a light on my vintage build without the use of goon tape. That's difficult to find. Congratulations, dude. Am I a Gatorade gulper? I enjoy Gatorade, but I also make sure to drink Gatorade Zero because I can't really do sugar. These have all the electrolytes that I naturally am missing from my life. You don't think sunlight will kill the mold? No, sunlight will probably make it grow. The only two things that will kill mold is bleach and heat, like intense heat. Said this before, but I'd like to say thank you for making content. I've been watching since obtaining my CCW. I've recently built an AR. You've inspired me to step out of my comfort zone. Vitaki, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. And I try to be that guy. When I can be helpful and not an asshole, I'll definitely try. Yeah, no, I can't be your firearms teacher. Is Glock shotgun a thing? No. How long have you been collecting? Only about 7 years. Are the weapons real? Yes. Anyone know where they are selling those Glock COAs? Pretty much any dealer can get you a Glock COA. I can get you one. Harbor Freight removed the silver ring from their weapons light. TLR1 clone has started selling them again, though they are in limited quantities. Hard to find at $50. Ah, got it. Thank you, Air Max. Do I have any slingshots? Nope. Hello. Gatorade Zero is an excellent choice. What can I do for the mold? Like I said, it either takes intense heat or something like bleach, but if you put bleach on that wood, it's going to destroy it. You might need to Google it, but I don't know what you can do to get mold out of wood, man. Can anyone tell me where I can locate a G2C extractor and internal slide kit? Lakeland. Lakeland, go on Google, look at them up. Lakeland, I can't remember their full name, but they do tourist stuff. Glock AR is a thing. Yes, it is, Maverick. So they did it. They manufactured it over in Europe for contract tests, but it's not a civilian available thing. You might be able to get them hot and put them in a vacuum, but again, once the mold gets into the wood, you're kind of limited, dude. Is it a bad idea to drill your own barrel to magnaport it? Well, yes. If you don't know what you're doing, you can cause problems. You don't just drill through to port your barrel. You also need to refinish the inside of the barrel because you're also going through your lands and grooves, and you can create some issues there where you're sending frickin' spall shooting straight up out of the barrel. You also have to match it to the slide. If it's just on the surface, clean it really good and monitor it. If it doesn't come back, just make sure to put some kind of protectant on it. Lakeline doesn't have just a kit. I was told I have to buy a whole new slide, and I don't want to do that. Then maybe eBay. eBay sells parts. It sure is a hell of a lot of guns. Not really, Marley. That's just the guns that are up on the wall from 2025. Honestly, you got to know where to place your portholes. If they're not perfectly lined, you can throw off the gas. So yeah, I'm not going to name who I think is a terrible builder because it's not fair to them. But yeah, there's some guys out there I've seen do some builds that are so bad that it's questionable that they run. And then these fools are so proud of what they did. It's pretty bad. Hello, King Ivan. Maybe dampen a cloth with bleach, water mix, and wipe it all off. Vinegar might also take it off, but all that shit can damage the wood. The mold wiped right off with the tissue. I think I got it just in time. You can even tell that it's there now. Yeah, like I said, just make sure to watch it and use wood Lysol. They make Lysol for wood. Spray that on there. That has a bleach in it, but it's also made for wood, so that will actually protect the wood. It's in a yellow can, kind of like Pledge, but it's Lysol. You get temps online, just print them and drill the holes, but good luck. Yeah, no. You also, I've seen people try to do it with the hand drill. Holy shit, you're just asking for damage. How do I feel about Turkish guns? I'm fine with Turkish guns. You got to buy a Turkish gun with the understanding that if it's something that's copying another design like the Turk Nellies, the Brunelli M4 clones for 1/3 the price, 1/4 the price, they're not going to have the same level of build quality as a real Benelli, but they can be solid if you test them, you monitor them, you make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. You can actually wind up with pretty reliable stuff in Turkey. Yeah, so there's different things. So there's Pledge, there's Lysol for woods. Just go to your local, like Walmart or local cleaning, wherever you can get regular products, and there's bound to be something that should be able to be applied to wood without damaging it. If it was just surface and it came off, you should be all right. No, I've never tried to put an FRT into the CMMG. Sorry, I wish I had an answer for you. So it all depends on what your failures are as well, Ricky. You got to tell me what it's doing before I can even give you an idea. Smith & Wesson 986. Tell me I need it. You need it, dude. Get it. Gerson regards Fook. Yeah, that's one up there. MC9 Prime. MC9 Prime is pretty solid. Do I have a scar? I got a lot of them. That's why I got tattoos. Have I shot a 50 cal? Yes. 380 is usable by anyone. I say it's a 6.2 male. 380 is usable by anybody. Jacob, I can't pick up guns, but in 30 minutes I'll do a wall tour. Honestly, these days, Turkish guns are good depending on the company. Yes, I agree, Zach. TSOS, Gerson, they've really stepped up their game. Gerson and EAA, Gerson is owned by an American now. Keith is his name. I've done a few reviews on some of their guns, and their shit's solid. I like their stuff. TSOS, I've done a few of their reviews. I did the PX9 comp. I have an extended review on the BR9 Duty. Jared over at SDS sent that over to me. I've got 750 rounds through that, and outside of one mag issue, because I was using modified mags, outside of one mag issue, I have not had a single failure related to that gun. Which pistol do you think doesn't have much backfire? What do you mean by backfire? Do you mean like gassing issues, or do you mean recoil? It'll run half a mag and then stop with the live round and hammer still open. Hammer still open or bolt? If it's the bolt that's staying open, then something's causing it to hit the lock open. If it's a CMMG in 9mm, then it's probably something to do with the mag rattling and hitting the mag release or the locko. G-Force is apparently hitting, so good shit maybe. G-Force, I can't really recommend them because I haven't had enough experience with them. I can tell you that Chronicle 1911 feels like trash. But it was also a $300 1911 with an adjustable trigger, front and rear slide serrations, and fiber optic sights. So for $300, a lot of polishing may fix the issues. Do I have a SAR B6C? No, I had the B6P, but I sold it. I am 13. What do you recommend? That's something you and your dad should discuss, brother. Are the Beretta 92 clones even close in quality and accuracy? It depends on which ones you're talking about and what respect you're talking about. Because that Gerson Gen 4 Sport has a much stouter dropping block than a standard Beretta does, so it's actually a much better build, and you get a lot more features for the money. And in terms of accuracy, almost every gun will outshoot you. You know what I mean? I have never had a problem with accuracy with any of my foreign guns. Any Bull Armories? No. I kind of want to get their SAS double stack guns, but they're a little more expensive than I can afford. Isn't Gerson really high quality? Depends on which ones you get. Gerson caters to every market, so they have $400 guns, they have $500 guns, and they have $1,500 guns. So depending on where you want your budget to be, they typically have a gun that can fit most of those. So, like the MCs that the Gerson, like that was based on the Gerson Regard Elite series. So that was like a $800 gun. So it was the same price as a Beretta, but it had more features than a Beretta. You're going to clean the inside of the safe. Definitely do that, but also put baking powder, like Arm & Hammer baking soda. You can buy them in the box. Put that in there to prevent any moisture. Shotgun hurts when it kicks back. Yes, it will. I'm getting the Bull Armory SAS Ultralight. Geez, that's a small one, but that sounds like it'll be fun. There is no musket. That is a 22 caliber rifle. You're English. You're not allowed to play with guns. Visit America. Go to a range. Do I know about Zagana Sports? I'm from Pakistan. Don't know much about them. I've heard of them. I've seen them on Forgotten Weapons, but I've never held one. Yeah, gotta have some cheaper, good quality guns to beat on for sure. I don't really differentiate by price, dude. My Dan Wesson DWX is a $2,000 gun, and I took steel wool to it. I am not afraid to beat up or modify my guns. I've got expensive guns that have lots of scratches on them, dude. Is that a chassis kit? Yes, the tan one is the Recover Tactical 20, PIX. It kind of converts your Glock into an AR style. Yeah, I know Pakistan can make every pistol copy. I've seen a lot of videos of it. And no offense to Pakistan, but your manufacturing is pretty piss poor, dude. You make some decent guns, but when you guys copy a gun, no, I don't trust them. Bro, I'm 9. Cool. Somebody get rid of Millennial, please. I mean, the orange got wool taken to it. The orange got 80 grit sandpaper taken to it. Yes, we see what you threw downrange. Yep. Give me the bolt action. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Was any of your guns used in films? I mean, guns that I own have been used as in terms of the models have been used in films, yeah, but none of my personal guns. Is over-the-counter cold bluing as good as factory finish? God, no. It's very hard to get cold bluing to look right. There's a reason why it's expensive. Let's be real, the shit did come out nice. Oh yeah, when I had that two-tone finish on it, kind of made it look like an Equinox. Absolutely. I do good work, man. Fuck that. I do great work. I'm not gonna fucking, I'm done being like humble about that shit. When I work on a gun, it comes out right. Or it comes out fucky. There's no in between. How am I doing? I'm alright, Mercy. Somebody get rid of DV Thunder, please. You get your hands on a Kuna for review yet? No, I have not gotten one yet. Do you happen to have a Smith & Wesson SC 1911? I do not have a Smith & Wesson SC 1911. You got your Dirty Harry handgun. Awesome, man. What does a Parkerized finish mean? Parkerization is a little bit different from like Cerakote. Cerakote is kind of, it's almost like a paint, where Parkerized is kind of a baked on finish, but neither one is all that strong. DLC, diamond light coating, is better. And then hot bluing and like real bluing, salt bluing is probably the best. You must have good security on your house in case the local... yeah, I have good security. I also have 3 guns loaded and ready to fire. Also, you'll notice these guns move around a lot between each live. Like, a lot of times they're in different positions. It's because they don't stay up there. If I know I'm not going to be home, they get locked up. Any interest in SIG 365 grip modules and slides from JL Billet? I've not messed with JL Billet. I'm interested in looking at anything from anybody. I've got the Sharps Brothers frame for my Echelon and my RXM. I'm always open, and I'm building a custom 365 Spectre. So, like, if you know the guys over at JL Billet, anybody that'd be willing to send me a frame, I'm down. CZ Shadow 2 versus a 1911. Shadow 2s are really nice. A Shadow 2 single action can keep up with the 1911 right out of the box. I'm going to go with the 1911 because I still prefer the ergos and the slightly taller slide for racking purposes. But the Shadow 2 is an excellent gun. I've had a lot of Shadow 2s. If Ryan ever comes back on here, he'll tell you he's got 2 of mine. When I come to the USA, I will gift you something amazing. Okay, Ollie. Where's Rocky? Rocky is laying down in the hallway because he doesn't like me talking. How often should a gun be cleaned? I believe, like, whenever I go to the range, I always clean my guns afterwards. You don't need to clean a gun that just sits unless it sits in a extremely dusty, dirty, or fur environment. Like, I check my guns now since I've had Rocky because his fur flies all over the place and I don't need them clogging up my guns. What do you think is a perfect round for a bump in the night? 12 gauge shotgun, bro, with flechettes. You got 2 big dogs and a couple loaded just in case. My dog, I don't think my dog would really go nuts if somebody broke in, but that's fine. Gold gun from 007, where? Don't have one. Was you ever on TV talking about your collection? No. I was supposed to go on Pierce Morgan when during the Rush trial, but then they wound up acquitting him. Yeah, all my guns are insured. My guns are insured through my company, so yeah, I have insurance. Don't you worry about that. Recommend first-time precision rifles for a lefty. Bagara makes some. Tika makes left-handed models. Those would be like the 2 that I would recommend off the rip. Oh my God, you have so many guns. No, not really. There's just not actually that many up there. Would you rather fight Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers? Neither. I'd rather be their friend and keep track with the chalkboard as they make their kills. You have a Beretta 1301 Tactical for home defense. That's a good choice. I have a 930 Tactical Mossberg. I got it for a really good deal. So, what is your favorite pistol for you? My favorite platform is the 1911. Always has been, always will be. I shoot it naturally. I shoot it very well. 45 ACP is a wonderful cartridge to shoot. The recoil is pleasant. It's a very heavy round going slow, so the recoil is very manageable. Savage Axis. Do they do a left-handed Axis? Yeah, I think they do, don't they? Am I an FFL? Yes, I own an FFL, but I also own the company for the Jiminy Show, and I do other stuff. What are your specs? I'm 6'4". I'm half Korean, half white, Italian and Irish. I'm right-handed. I used to be left-footed, but unfortunately I'm a double amputee. My firmware is from 1979. My software is from 2017. Nice platform. I'm not on a platform. Well, I'm on YouTube. What country are you from? Must be easy to get guns there. No, it's actually extremely difficult. I had to kill every single person. This is Island at Tabor, dude. Goes to Tabor. I had to take each one of those. Yeah, I wanted an Axis. Went to the store. They had one in the store. When I got there, it was a lefty. Should have bought it anyways. Oh, Paul can kiss my ass on that Gen 5 MOS shit. Although it's funny, there's this airgun guy I watch. It's Andy's Airgun Review. He's on YouTube. He just did a review on the Gen 5 Umarex MOS. Because he's not from America and doesn't play with guns a lot, he was calling it the Moss the entire time. Specs on the PC. Oh, I'm sorry. Got to be more specific. i9 12900K RTX 4070 Ti. It's hard to get a gun license in America. I don't need a gun license in America. If you're talking about a CCW, depending on the state you live in, you either can't get one or you have to prove a reason for it or you just apply for it. I just had to do the documentation, show that I had the proper training, and I got my CCW. But I'm not required to have a license to own firearms. I can own as many as I want. What about a Glock 18C full auto? Do I like it? I've only shot one, but I do intend to buy one. My buddy Stonehaven wants to buy one for my store. Nice PC. Hope you have a nice day. You too, Samuel. Sorry if you're new here. I'm a bit of a smartass. I like to do that. So when I'm a smartass, you guys will know. It usually involves me using words. So if a word is coming out of my mouth, it's probably me being a dumbass. All you new people, do me a big favor. Just hit the like button. I don't ask for donations. I do ask you if you want to get more videos that you become a member. A couple of bucks a month, you get early access. Don't go for any higher tiers. It grows the channel naturally, and if YouTube sees that a lot of people are watching it, they'll push brands and shit my way. So I'm trying to play the backside of growing my channel rather than asking you guys to support me. I want Google to support me, so just hit the like button. What's the most likely cause of spent casings getting stuck in the chamber after being fired in a 22? My Mark IV has that issue, and I have a Volquartsen extractor. I don't know what to do. Is it tearing the rim? If it's not tearing the rim, then it's either not grabbing it enough, or the chamber or the rounds are swelling in the chamber. Thoughts on Mossberg Shockwave 20 gauge versus 12 gauge? I really don't care about the difference. If you're recoil sensitive, get the 20 gauge, but the 12 gauge will work just as well. Chris Vector with the fun trigger is literally my end-all gun. The day I get one, genuinely would be done with my collection. Yeah. Thoughts on PSA's new M4? Don't really have an opinion on it. M4s are M4s. It really doesn't matter who builds them because 95% of us can't outshoot an M4. So, yeah, we can tell the trigger difference between like a Daniel Defense and a PSA, but for the most part, no. Sent you a DM on Instagram. All right, I'll ask you again. If you have Taurus, can you show? I don't answer to those kind of demands, and if it's not on the wall, I don't show them. SOT can modify a Glock 17, but that's a post sample. Yeah, so you also have to be an 0702 SOT. I can be a class 3 SOT and own them, but only an 07OT can modify them. So you got to be very careful. Just because you know somebody that's a class 3 dealer and has that SOT does not mean they can manufacture. And modifying a gun to fire full auto is a manufacturer. It's not tearing the rim. I think they're swelling in the chamber. I think the chamber could be out of spec. Have you tried other types of ammunition to see if it's any other type of ammo that's doing it? And it could possibly be that the chamber's out of spec and allowing the casing to swell too much. But you would think that if it was just that it would be tearing the rim on the extractor. I would try putting your original extractor back in first and seeing if they extract and then going back again, because it's not tearing them. There's a guy at the gun range trying to sell his VSS Vintorez. I asked him why, since it's such a cool gun. He said it's just not his style. Do you know anything about them? They're an integrated suppressed firearm, so they are so they're technically an SBR as well, so they're a double stamp gun, so you got to be careful about that. You're gonna have to do the transfer. How much money do you think is on that wall? Can those be resold if you wanted to? Yeah, I'm an American. If I want to sell those guns, I can. A lot of them are review samples, so I'm not selling them. But some of them are just guns I picked up because I thought they were cool. I don't really like to put a price on the guns that are behind me just because, number one, I didn't pay what they're worth. I never do. And number two, that's not the kind of channel I am. You may buy the PSA. Yeah, when that MP7 clone comes out, the MP50, I think they're calling it, or 57 MP57, I'll definitely buy one of those. You got a Glock 27 and a Colt LE 6920. You're half okay. Type 07 SOT is a completely different license. It's a manufacturer license, so you can manufacture your own guns. It's like $500 a year. It's much more expensive. No chance of getting a wall like that here in Australia, so the best we get is living vicariously through gun tubers. Do what you got to do. But also, if you ever find yourself in the area, there's in America, thankfully, if you go to a free state, you can find a lot of gun ranges. Carlos comes in with a Canadian $1.49 donation. Thank you, son. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It goes towards the dog and ammo. What do I recommend the oil for pistol clean? So for cleaning it, I use a product called Gun Scrubber. It does have acetone in it, so you need to clean it off very quickly. So I use that, and then I use Wilson Combat Extreme Lubes and Extreme Oils. What do you do for a living? I am a retired disabled person who also owns an FFL. Carlos also becomes a member. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining from Canada. We appreciate that one. One MP7 and a Vector, then I'm good on my habit. Yeah, that's not true, Maddie. Never. You say you will be. But once you have them, you're like, fuck, I guess I could use this one now. 07s don't need a storefront. You don't need a storefront, but it's harder to get an 07 if you don't have a storefront. It's usually better to add an 0702 to an existing license. So if you get a regular, like I'm just a regular retail store, so I'm a class 1. So if I wanted to, I would just get an 0702 instead of an 03 and an 0702 if I want to manufacture it, because 0702 supersedes the 03, but you are correct. Got my New York State pistol permit after 13 months and started with the 365. Awesome, Joseph. That's awesome, dude. What do I do for content? So I do firearm reviews. I do some range stuff. I've got a lot of range stuff filmed. I just need to edit it. But I do a lot of couch top reviews. You may have seen them in the shorts. How's it, brother? Hawaii here. How you doing? Feeling on 5728 for elderly. Are they easy to rack? Not really. They're no more easy or difficult than a 9mm, to be quite frankly. Do I own a small ship? No. What are your thoughts on the Geisley SMR Mark 8 10.5 handguard? Don't really have one, dude. I'm not really like an individual product tester in that respect. Geisley's pretty solid stuff, though. I said what I said, Joe. Stop. Well, Google this real quick. 226 Reserve. You're welcome. If you had to grab one rifle, no, I don't do that ever downward. I'm sorry. I don't like those questions. It would just be a shotgun. Shotguns are diverse. I don't need anything else. Nobody needs anything else, Maddie. Yes, it's $500 annually. It's not just $500. Next 24-hour stream. A 24-hour stream is going to cost you fuckers a lot more money. You guys want me to stay up for an entire day again? It's going to cost you more like $5,000, not the $300 I did it for. 5.7 is a longer round, tends to have a longer slide. It's not just that, Maddie. It's also the fact that it's a very powerful round, even though it shoots a very small bullet. So it requires a heavier recoil spring than you would think. You would think because it's firing just such a small 22 caliber size round, 22 caliber-ish size round, that it wouldn't need a lot of recoil mitigation, but because of the amount of power it has, because it's cooking out of a 5-inch barrel at nearly 2,000 feet per second, it's going to drive that slide back fast, so they have to have a little bit more stiff spring than you'd think. It's about the same as a 9mm. The recoil is less, but the spring for running it is definitely stronger. You just want the X-Carry Legion. Almost got one of those. Do I work in IT? No, I don't work in IT. I'm very capable of diagnosing IT problems and things like that, just because it's something I can do, but I don't have any certificates or anything like that one. Don't do a 24-hour stream ever again. Somebody gives me $5,000, I will stay up for an entire fucking day right now. Armed to the gills, Iron Man. I love Iron Man. What's your best pistol? My best pistol would probably be my STI Grandmaster, but it's not here right now. What do I think of Kentucky Ballistics? He's interesting. Scott over there. He's a very good presenter. He found a style that works for him. He survived a 50 cal exploding next to his head. He's very flashy. He's not what I strive to be as a gun tuber. I strive to be more of the consumer friendly. This is what I think, so you can determine whether you want to buy something. Whereas he is so boisterous and over the top now that he is more of an entertainer. Okay, fine. I'll throw you another lame question, but I genuinely curious if you prefer AKs or ARs for whatever reasons. That's a fine question. I don't mind answering that question. I just don't like playing hypotheticals. That's all. ARs are my preferred. They are typically more accurate. Just out of the box, they're more accurate. The available and the price of modifications for ARs are much more reasonable than AKs. A good AK, an Arsenal, or a Zastava, you're talking $1,000 minimum to get like a good AK, versus a solid beginner AR can be about $500. So ARs are a much lower entry point. For $1,000, I can build an AR that will outshoot any AK that you got. Plus ATF comes every year on an 07. No, they don't. Sorry, I don't know where you're getting that information from, Brian, but they don't. I worked for 2 stores that had 07s. We've never had an ATF visit. What is that? $13.25 an hour? No, it's 24 hours, so that's 5,000 divided by 4, or then divide that by 6. So divide that by 4, so that's $1,250 every 4 hour, every 6 hours. So you divide that, so it's about $200 and something an hour. If you had to guess, I always said you were an adult film star. Ha! Y'all seen the price drop on the FNX? No, I didn't, but that makes sense because it's kind of an older one. In 1993, Arsenals were $200. Yep, they are crazy. That's 102 of y'all's with 69 likes. Yeah. Do I have a 50? Nope. Sold mine. I never cleaned that little KBI 25. I just found it in my other safe. Jesus. You're thinking about building a SCAR. Those are fun. LPVO 1.8 or a Holosun 510 with a magnifier. Depends on what you're doing with it, Travis. If you're looking for more close range with the intermediate capabilities, like quick acquisition close range, then get the magnifier dot combo. If you're looking for something that's just going to be easier just for dialing in distance, then get the LPVO. Your last 24 hours, you said $300. I know, and I fucking killed myself for $300. Oh, that's the one we're talking about. Yeah, that one was nasty. Your grandpa owns a Pat Garrett's Colt single action army. Nice. Which era is your favorite for guns? I really enjoyed the Colt era. So my thing is, I prefer a modern aesthetic. That's why a lot of my guns tend to have rails and ports and fiber optics or optics. Even my 1911s are all front and rear slide serrations, fiber optics, or double stacks. If you look at the wall, the only thing that looks old is really like the Heritage Barkeep and the Sears. So I tend to really prefer modern style guns. Maybe you guys get visited every year, but I can tell you for a fact, never been visited in 3 years. Are you a fan of modifying 1911s or keeping them classic? If it's a solid gun, I don't modify it, but if it's a gun that needs fixing, then I'm all for modifying it. Greetings from an oil rig platform. Holy crap. Nice, dude. Awesome, Steve. Steve said Stone said I visited you. Visited me? You have a 9 gauge. Don't know what that is. Shield EZ is the way to go for an elderly person who struggles with dexterity. They are insanely easy to rack, snappy to shoot, but I swear it takes more weight to pull the trigger than the slide. That is a good choice. Also, the equalizer. The reason why those guns are so easy to rack, by the way, is because they're actually hammer fired. They're internally hammer fired. Most and least expensive gun you own? I don't really answer that question. I traded my bar keep for a knife I really wanted that ended up losing. Ah, that sucks. Dun, dun, dun. Look at all you kids coming in here and asking things and saying things. Mike Murphy said hi. How you doing, Mike? Which gun have you bought that you regret purchasing? Anything that seriously disappointed you? Yes, absolutely. The fourth gun that I ever bought was a Chiappa M922. It was a Beretta 9mm or Beretta 22 caliber clone from the company Chiappa. Thing was trash. 8 rounds in, the extractor broke. It's actually one of the first videos on the channel. The extractor snap or the trigger bar broke, even though I was just shooting it and it was 22. And after that, it was having all kinds of problems. Rarely ever chambered around, and Chiappa's service was so shit that I'll never buy another Chiappa product. Imagine if bro smoked weed. Weed does nothing to me. I have smoked weed. It's stupid for me. It does nothing. Favorite high point? The Yeet Cannon, buddy. You use a holster when you carry on the street. I always use a holster. I don't recommend carrying without a holster. If you want to carry without a holster, that's a risk you're willing to run. That's fine for you. Put a big Eva dry desiccant in the safe that had mold, and I cleaned it and dried it. Just be careful, man. What's the heaviest pistol you have? Probably the STI Grandmaster, because it's got the true bore 6 1/4 inch barrel, and it's got a full-size Seymour optic on it. Did your donation issue get fixed? I put a different account in my AdSense, but who knows when that money will show up. So if you guys are going to donate, just know I'll probably not get it for 2.5 months. So I wouldn't even bother donating at this point. Become a member or something. Honestly, if you had to choose a budget brand to carry, what would that be? If I had to choose a budget brand to carry, I would just buy a used Glock. If I'm on a budget, I'll buy a used $300 Glock and just live with it. Because if I'm on a budget, I'm not being an enthusiast. Ford Raptor or Toyota Tacoma? Considering that the modern Tacomas are all exploding and blowing up their engines, I'll go with the Raptor, thank you. No holster can be considered brandishing a firearm. It all depends on what the cop decides to do. But no holster, no. I mean, that's a stretch on brandishing a firearm, because just pocket carrying without a holster is not really considered brandishing. No, I have no ghost guns. Do I have round-the-clock peanut allergies? If you're referring to the fact that my eyes are squinty, no, but I am allergic to peanut butter. I'd rather have a used Taurus. Did you just go Ford over Toyota? I've always gone Ford over Toyota. Although, hot take, I like the new Prius. What's your PC specs, and did you build it yourself? Yes, I do build my own computers. I try to build everything myself. It is a i9 12900K with an RTX 4070 Ti that I have to take apart and clean because my dog is shedding like a motherfucker. It's got an EK water block or EK water blocks distribution plate. It used to be fully hardline tubed, but I had to replace the motherboard, so one of the tubes are soft line. I think I'd still go Taurus. Did I watch the Ravens game? I don't watch sports, bud. Don't have a favorite caliber. I just like guns. The Glock has the weirdest grip angle of all platform. It's the only gun I have to aim with my thumbs. That and the Stoeger STR9. Not the STR9, but the L9A1 has a similar grip angle. They're both goofy. Cena, do you have a Desert Eagle? Nope, I sold my Desert Eagle. Did they finally make a Prius that you would fit into? Oh, I fit into any Prius, dude. I may be 6'4", but I have a long torso, short legs. I can fit in almost anything. But it actually kind of looks good. Why everyone's showing airsoft toys? Am I a liberal? No, I'm a Scorpio. Can I ask why you sold your Desert Eagle? Absolutely. I've owned my Desert Eagle and I would take my friends to the range. And during COVID, ammo prices for 50 AE went up to about $4 a round. And my friends liked to shoot my guns without paying for the ammo. So I would have friends mag dump a Desert Eagle, which is 7+1, so 8 rounds. So they were dumping $32 a mag without even offering to replace the ammo. So you can understand that a box of 50 rounds of 50 AE at $200 a box was kind of a lot of money. So yeah, during the height of COVID when ammo was impossible to get, yeah, I wound up selling the gun. You plan on getting one of the new Steyr pistols. That is a beautiful looking pistol. I'm going to reach out to Steyr to see if they'll send me one. Tell them to pay. So I'm very magnanimous when I take somebody to the range. I will provide the ammo the first time I take you to the range, and I'll give you the chance to step up and be a responsible human being. But when somebody hands you a 50 caliber pistol and you mag dump it, kind of says enough about you. So, do I think Berettas are a good pistol? Which one? Digital range or I play VR, so I can go to the range anytime I want in hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades, but I also go to a real range. Aaron, what is up? Been a while since I've seen your name. Somebody get rid of Mango, please. You're a good friend then. Nice. I give pretty much everybody the benefit of the doubt until they ruin it. That Olight was sweet. Yeah, I'm doing the full video. I've got to edit it and put it up. Yes, Tyrone PX4 Storm. Yes, I like the PX4 Storm. I've got a couple. Yeah, that's what I mean, non-digital range. Gotcha. Thank you for taking me to the range. I had a great time. Yeah, you saw it. It was pretty cool. Range tomorrow? Yes, I am going. Is that an old Winchester 22 Magnum up there on the wall, the tube fed? No, that is a old Sears Model 43. Freddie, that's your one time. Post it again, you will be removed. I don't discuss religion on my channel, but I just do it. I avoid things. If you believe in a higher power, good for you. Yeah, Sheena, I don't play that game. RXM versus Echelon. Which one has a better FCU setup? The RXM. The RXM is a lot easier to remove. It's one pin. The Echelon, it's kind of funky the way it slots in, slides back, and locks in. Silently disabled and fixed income. My gun fun days have been over. Now I got to plan and save for a year. Yeah, I get that, Joshua. I get that for sure. I was in that for a long time. So it's a Winchester Model 3 sold by Sears and Roebuck. 2 Fed is a 22 Magnum. It is not a 22 Magnum, and it says nothing about Winchester anywhere on the rifle. So it is marketed as a Sears Model 43. It is not sold as a Winchester 43. So it is a Sears. Did you hear the Conjuring house is going up for auction? No, I didn't. You worked at Ruger and you got 6 new guns a month. Yeah, I had a bad habit for a while. When I was working for a couple of gun stores, I was taking most of my pay just in guns. Alex, what is up? You guys want to go wall tour real quick? We're at 9 o'clock now. We'll do a wall tour. All right, make sure you guys hit the like. I'm going to show you a dead animal first. So as you can see, my dog just died. Rocky, did you die? Rocky, you die? Damn it, he's still alive. I mean, yay! All right, so on the wall tonight is a lot of the same stuff because I'm broke and I can't keep on buying new stuff. My favorite handgun's got to be the double column magazine from Bulgaria. Okay. We'll call it the Sears. I was just hoping you had an old school 22 Magnum bolt action up there because one of my favorite rifles all the way through my formative years. I do not. My grandfather worked for Winchester for 40 years, and we used to have some, but I got into guns the year he died, and my family sold all of his guns to a guy for $800, and I was screaming fucking mad. That is the 37 millimeter bloop tube, shoots those silver cartridges there, Osprey 9 suppressor, and some rounds. Let's see what's on the wall tonight. We got the sign that Drunk Mouse made me, the other sign that Drunk Mouse made me, PIX chassis kit. Down at the bottom there, that is the Walther Hammerly 22 caliber 1911 12 rounder. Very good if you want to practice the battery of arms of a 1911. T-Sauce BR9 double stack 2011, I call it. Buck staccato. Yeet cannon from High Point, because it's an actual yeet cannon with the laser etched yeet cannon, not the G1 bullshit. The Firestar from Star Arms, 45 caliber single stack. The Canic TTI Combat, more of an ironically owned gun than a gun that I would choose to own, because I didn't pay for it, so that's the only reason I own it. The Sears Model 43-103 and the Keltec KS7 12 gauge pump action shotgun. When you die, tell them hit me up. Who? So y'all seen the whole trans people gun ban? They're trying to do that because there's no place on the thing. When you die, I tried to dono, but this flipping app refunded me twice. Don't know what its issue is. No idea why. Could be because I said don't donate to me. They might have shut it off. What makes you passionate? Just their quality, the build quality, the mechanics that go into designing firearms really interest me. Continuing on, that's the Daria DY9 with the island barrel. I threw the optic on it finally, so I can take it to the range and shoot it tomorrow. My G-Force Arms Chronicle 1911 with the Punisher comp and my EAA grips on it, actually. Springfield Target stainless loaded, very nice gun. Gerson Gen 4 Sport 9mm, PSA 5-inch AR9, Sarchmal's K2 45 ACP. It's basically a CG97. Tanfolio Witness Mossad with the full-length slide 9mm. Fusion Firearms XF Pro. So that's the wall tonight, kids. How good is the O-Sight dot? I have no complaints over it. It's a pretty solid dot. PO and PO Accessories holiday you just started and the bad decisions commence. Nice. I kind of like the DY9 better. My birthday was a week ago. I'm now 32. Instead of a new gun, you bought a Feder longsword. Nice. The E2 shoots well. Oh, I anticipate that it will, man. It feels so good in my hand. I love the way it feels. It's basically a CZ 2011 in my opinion. So, if they sold his guns for that price, I wonder how good a deal I'll get on yours, lol. No, I told my folks that, number one, when I go, I'm taking everybody with me. Puppy. Yeah, I know. I just keep showing you guys. Any words on Canic? Yeah, it says, TTI Combat. How you doing, buddy? You are almost asleep, dude. His eyes keep rolling back. It's hilarious. He looks like a demon. My dog's a demon. He's a demon dog, but he's a good boy. Are you a good boy? Are you being a good demon dog? I love you, demon dog. Yeah, demon dog. What's my favorite brand of optic that's not a Holosun? Budget's a little tight. Believe it or not, right now, Olight, that enclosed optic is under $200. It's 170. So that wouldn't be good. Can't complain. You got a World War II OG 1911. That's nice. I've been looking at getting one. Rocky looks very tired. So Rocky gets a lot of exercise. I make sure to keep him mentally stimulated by teaching him tricks and practicing his obedience. He is probably 2 weeks away from being able to be officially a service animal. So he's definitely going to become my service animal. Any shadow systems? Nope. Shadow systems can suck a dick. Why would you pay $800 for a $400 gun? They're a Gen 3 clone, and they don't even offer that much that every other company that sells their gun for 400 already offers. That DY9 sells for $500 with a ported barrel, optics cut, lightning cuts, better trigger than the Shadow Systems, and it's RMR capable from the factory with no plates for 500. Comparable Shadow Systems MR920 is like $900 with the same features. I wish I dared trade. If I wasn't sentimental, I'd trade you for 3 cheap new ones. What optic would you recommend for my Echelon? The one that's on my Echelon, it's a little bit of an out-of-the-box thinking, but I wanted one that was kind of a bigger round dot, so I actually went with the Mechanic MO3, but another one would be the Gideon optics or the CV, or excuse me, the Siley. The Siley Chameleon. Big circle dots. I love my Astra A80 45 13 round without extension. Yeah, the A80 is pretty cool. I'm trying to get the 38 Super from this old guy. I don't know if it's going to happen. Why is my desk creaking? That's weird. My mold safe smells weird now. You got to be careful, man. Just keep it nice and dry. What's the large wood gun? That is a Sears Model 43-103. So how you guys doing tonight, man? Anybody pick up anything cool recently? Anything weird? Stonehaven and I are doing a trade, so I'm getting my 226 Elite back. You also have the Coast Guard one? That's cool. Cheers like the department store? Yes. So way back in the day, that's a pre-1964 gun, so it actually doesn't even have a serial number. Back in the day, before 1964, you could order a gun through the mail and have it delivered to your home. And Sears actually had their own line. I think because it's waterproof, it's all messed up with mold. Yeah, sorry, man. I wish. I'm just glad I could talk with you. Oh, man, Joshua, that's cool, dude. 3 200 Glock to shoot the heck out of, lol. Yeah. You bought a Gewehr 88. Nice. Smoke detectors beeping, getting flashbacks. Oh, dude, I had to put in a bunch of smoke detectors to pass my fire inspection for the city. I put in 6. You're getting the Match X. Yep, and I'll regret it in a year and beg you for it back. I wonder what rifle I'm going to have to buy you next time. The Sears gun catalog. They took that away from us. Yep. Beautiful setup. Thank you, Average. Maybe you can tell me why Ruger started making them crazy toy-looking guns after leaving the P-Series. Just trying to be different. Trying to not be the same as everything else on the market. You have the Ruger American full-size 9mm with the dead trigger. Opinions on what it might be. Does it reset when you rack the slide, or is it just permanently dead? If it's permanently dead, you probably have a broken spring internally. Sure, it's overkill, but I say if I have Evadry and a good few silica gel packs. I just put Arm & Hammer baking soda in mine, but I have a very dry environment. Hello from Scotland. We don't have guns and just get 50 years in prison for even holding one, lol. Sorry. There's a reason we gave you an L 250 years ago. Sup, Jimmy? Freezing my butt off as I wait for a ride home. Howdy doody. Hey, what's going on, dude? I've been craving a new gun because I never know show a shotgun or maybe a 9mm. Sorry, my eyes just went cross. What's up, dude? How you and the dog are doing? Dog's doing great, man. Did you see the picture for the profile pic? It makes him look like he's mad, but he was just barking. No reset. So it could be that the sear could be disconnected, The disconnector could be disconnected, the spring could be disconnected, or the trigger bar. I really would have to take a look at it to tell you for sure. But if it's not resetting when you rack the slide, then it's in the fire control unit. That's where you have the problem. Told you I'd have a gun within 6 months of you getting it. It's been a lot longer than 6 months, dude. I got that gun in November of last year. I'm back again. Don't even know if you remember me. Oh, of course I remember you, Mountain Man. The old Sears and Roebuck catalog. Oh yeah, I remember. Because in my formative years, that was like Playboy when you were born in the 70s. Nice gun, looks great. Have any recommendations for a SIG 9mm sight? A sight, Hollow Sun is a great go-to. O-Sight is coming up in the world. Their SE is really solid. I like CV Life and Siley if you're looking for really, really low-end prices. Is Stone trading the orange for the Match X? Unfortunately not, but he's actually trading me a gun that's harder to find. If you remember back in the day, I did a video. I had a SIG 226 Elite Stainless. It was a RSR exclusive edition with Cocobolo grips that were slightly different from the standard. He's giving me that back for the Match X. Thank you. We'll take a look at that mechanism. At the mechanism. Yeah, you may have to drive out some roll pins to get it out, though. Realized somebody took down my content. All I said was don't forget about me. When people do that, it tends to get ignored. I do apologize. I just joined. How do you afford all those guns? I'm stuck with the worst guns of all time at 22. Number one, never feel bad about a gun you own. If you have a gun, that's awesome. Rock that shit. How do I afford it? Just very good trading and planning and good luck. I worked in gun stores and I did a lot of trading of time for firearms. You like the beard, and is that a bolt-action muzzle loader? Thank you on the beard. The muzzle loader is not a muzzle loader. It's a Sears 43 22 caliber. Most of my guns are Sears, Weston Ford pumps, and 2 Remington 30-30 bolt guns with no names, just numbered. Yeah, it's weird because like the other guy was saying, he was saying that was probably Winchester, and he's probably right. Obviously, Sears didn't manufacture their own guns. Is there a lot of other affordable guns? Oh, yeah, man. Oh, you're telling them there is, yes. How do you feel about the brand Arex? I like them. I had the Arex 01 Tactical. I sold that. I still have the Alpha, which is like their 226 competition gun. I love that one. Yo, dude, remember the iPhone 5? Yeah, I used to have one. Do you ever buy guns from auctions? Is it worth it? It's hard to find good deals at auctions. That's the problem. The only thing that I get as a benefit as an FFL owner is I don't have to do paperwork. I can just bring it in through my dealership. But no, most times if you get it for a steal, yes, but a lot of times you're paying so much extra in fees. I want to replace the sights on my Walther. Okay. I can do pin driving and drifting. Got it. Sears Western Field. Yep. Savage Sears. Nice. Springfield Prodigy versus the TSOS BR9 DS. I'm actually going to go with the TSOS. Especially if you get the Gen 2 like I have up there. It's a bull barrel. Just like the Prodigy. Shoots softer. And I have 750 rounds through that. And I had one bad magazine that was giving me some issues. But other than the magazine, I've had no problems with that gun. Sears just put their odd names on what they got. Yep, I had an incident at the range a week ago. Almost had a squib in my XD. Damn, that sucks. You sold the Arex Tactical? No. Well, unfortunately, I bought it on a whim, didn't shoot it, and sold it. Mr. Banner, what's up? Going to stand up the long-term hardcore use. You just want to get something this mil-spec. Yeah. As an Australian, I am mesmerized right now. Also, my toilet's flushed the other way. Get it? Because you're in it. I dropped a new range video today. Please like and sub. Absolutely. Guys, Bruce has started doing videos, and his channel is up and running. So do me a favor. Go over to Bruce's channel right now. I'm going to do it. So if I do it, you guys all have to do it. Go over to Bruce's channel, get him some videos, man. Get him likes. Make it a good reason to make videos, man. There you go. Also, he buys a lot of his stuff from me, so I get to see him shooting the shit that I got for him. How nowadays there isn't a lot of good deals anymore on anything. Once in a while you get something. You just got to be very, very fastidious in your searching. Online is hard to do because everybody can see it, but pawn shops, gun stores, becoming friends with owners of gun stores. That's how you get the deals, man. Thank you, brother. Every time I see you live, you're nothing but the coolest. Stay safe and blessed. I got to get out of here and take care of the kids. Battern Coochie, you too, man. Hell of a name. Times have changed for sure. I regret not keeping Stainless Chief special. Yeah, the UMP is probably one I would really feel hurt about. Just subbed. I frick with the vibe. Awesome, TSM. The Echelon looks cool with the Holosun SC320, but that's like a 350 optic. Yeah, it definitely is. That's why I went with the Mechanic, Mechanic, M-E-C-H-A-N-I-K, ME03. Yes, definitely do that. That's a lot of guns. It's the gun has walls. Also a full auto video. Nice, dude. Yeah, I seen the pictures of it. I haven't done the article yet, but I am going to reach out to Steyr and Arex and see if they'll send me one. Where we do a left-handed twist, you do a right-handed twist, or vice versa. I don't remember exactly. That's why I'm asking about sights. Yeah, I'm just screwing with you, Thomas. What's the name of his channel? It is literally Bruce Banner. You can look up the @ it's Bruce Banner 6149. So you can, in the search bar, type @ Bruce Banner 6149. Show us the scar. Well, this one's going to be a scar because Rocky bit me. Do you use all of them? Yes. Every gun I own, I fire because there's no point to own guns if you're not going to shoot them. Collecting is one thing. Speculating is another, but that's not my style. I'm not one of those guys that buys guns because they look pretty. I buy guns and shoot the shit out of them. But looks similar to the Alpha, so I'm excited about it. Yeah, it ought to be cool. I love my Alpha. Shanson, what's up? Holy shit, the wall's gotten bigger. It actually has gotten smaller, but yes, it doubled, it angled. Show us the Glock tat. I should make you pay to look. It's actually almost impossible to read now, but my tattoo guy came by today, and we might be doing some work on it. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate your support. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate your patronage. Let me get a shouty next. Lol. Spend thousands of dollars with me, and I will. I'm 40. Yeah, scars are souvenirs you never lose. Unless you get an amputation, and then you lose that scar. 48-time UMP was expensive, but too big to carry, so trade it. They say there's big bucks now. Yeah, because you can't import them anymore. I've got pretty guns. Yes, you do. Gonna sub to Mr. Bruce after the live? Absolutely. I knew a guy who had a Colt Python from the 70s, and he's so proud he never shot it. Look, I'm not saying never shoot a gun. If you're that kind of person and you just want a wall hanger, do what you got to do. But if I own a gun, you're dang right I'm going to shoot that thing. It makes no sense. I know you hate them, but this staccato has spoiled me. It's nice. I don't want to burst your bubble, buddy. If you like it, you like it. But I can tell you, once you get like 10 other 2011s under your belt, it's going to lose its charm. But if you like it, you like it, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. I'm just gonna tell you you're not right. I carry my alien. Yep. He kept it in his original box. I don't know. I don't even get the appeal. Yep. Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson's fine. I got a bunch of Smith & Wesson stuff. It's like buying a hammer to encase as a trophy. That's like buying a hammer and putting it in a case that says in case of emergency break, and then having another hammer on the outside that's cheap because you don't want to use the good hammer to break the glass. Life is too short to not fire a mag at least. Yes, if McManus comes in here, we can rip on him for never firing a Singer 1911. Do I work out a lot? No, I just have a dog and no time to myself anymore. No, I have a metabolism that if I move around more will help me lose weight quickly. And I've just lost a lot of weight because I'm just not eating because of dipshit down there. Isn't that right, buddy? Who's my good dog? You alive? He's like, I heard you. I heard you call me a dipshit. True about the analogy. Yep. Fusion Firearms and the Live Free Apollo 11 are probably my favorite 2011s. Here's the thing, El Tiger. I traded my 2011 from Apollo for that Canic because I actually don't like the 2011 from them because their grip safety and the feel of the material. What's my opinion on staccato? You're the fifth live I've seen talking about it. Well, I have probably a very different opinion from most gun tubers. I actually don't like staccato as a company. Their guns are overpriced and overrated. When they were still STI, I have their Grandmaster. Their Grandmaster originally sold for $2,500. It was a 38 Super Major full race gun, hand built, and it sold for less than the new XCs. And that gun was hand assembled. The new staccatos, they're all duty guns. They're not hand assembled. They're not hand finished. They're production line guns. Their finish isn't as good. Their fit isn't as good as the STI guns. Yet they charge twice as much. So they use their name to corner the market, and I don't approve of that. See that guy who made a gun look like a Nerf gun? I've seen a lot of different things. There's a guy that made a Nerf Zapper or a Nintendo Zapper out of a Glock. I hate the new plastic guns coming out. I usually only buy steel frame. I like you because you're real. I'm injured and life takes a toll. The real tough guys adapt, not bad. Not have perfect lives. Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. We're very similar. I have a lot of physical issues. When I miss lives, it's because I'm physically pretty bad. You okay, buddy? You tired of me talking? Sorry. Grip safety is less desirable. It's not big enough. If I hold the gun in one hand, I can't get it to fire. So that's why I traded it. You're the third one that said they're really no good or reliable, cost $2K for no reason. Really? A couple others have said the same thing. Yeah, the problem is that they give samples to people that are willing to say good things about them, and they don't give review samples to people that won't. And in my defense, I bought a Staccato C2 with a Delta Point Pro, a $450 optic. I bought the gun for $1,500, and I still traded it off because I didn't think it was worth $1,500. What did you carry today? Today, I carried nothing. Which one is your favorite? None of the ones up right now. Yo, bro, you gonna cry? I cry every time I have an orgasm. Is that okay? It's mainly because it's in your mom. I commend you. Some are lucky. I commend you. Some are lucky enough never to understand. Yeah, no, dude. I feel you. And one thing that I stress to a lot of people is like, I've never been in the pain you're in. You've never been in the pain I'm in. We've all experienced our pain differently. All we can do is just encourage each other and give each other the support we need. Because I don't believe in comparing pain. I've got people I know. I don't call them friends. I've got people I know that if I tell them, oh, my leg hurts, they're like, oh, yeah, well, I got this, and mine's way worse than yours. I don't have feet, fucker. Oh, well, I don't have a brain. Clearly. Have I heard of Dragon Man? No, I haven't. Still cooking with the Yo Mama jokes. Oh, the Yo Mama jokes will never go away. I don't like to play that game, Luke. Sorry, I don't play the if you can only keep one gun game. Because if I'm gonna lose all my guns, then I'm gonna lose all my guns. What do you think about the PSA micro dagger? I'm not a big fan of micro size guns. It's better than the Glock it's ripping off, but it's not my favorite. Reed says, sick PC, thank you, sir. One of the other good tubers said the same thing you said. His YouTube channel begins with Bori. You might know him. I don't want to say full name on your channel. I don't care. Say his whole name. That's fine. Do you ever pump out Dragon's Breath for fun? No, actually, I've never shot Dragon's Breath. I've only shot tracers. Your mama's so dumb she thought seaweed something fish smoked. Your mama's like a refrigerator. It's where everybody stores their meat. My wife cries every time I have an orgasm, too. Ah. You think the 26X will be overrated? Well, number one, the 26X is not a real Glock. It's a gun that's offered by the Glock store. It's a frame. It is not a real gun. And yes, it's overrated. You shot the 638. Which one is a 638? Have I ever played RDR2? No, I only played the original Red Dead Redemption, and I stopped at playing poker. I don't like Westerns. There's a gun on top of the wall behind you. Caltech KS7. How many guns do you have? No idea. Triple digits, don't know how many. Why would we shoot Dragon's Breath after 22? Yeah. What's the cheapest rounds brand that's recommended for 9mm in your opinion? You can usually find deals on bulk through like AmmoSeek and stuff, but I prefer to shoot brass. Fiocchi or Magtech is probably the cheapest brass I'll shoot. His YouTube channel is Boric of a world. He is live now. He's a security guard. He gets most of his parts off the streets. So most of his guns are sick, and he's real gun knowledge. Gotcha. I have no desire to watch him, but that's cool. Do I have a Staccato? No. Sold mine. Waste of money. Actually, I made a lot of money selling it. I paid 15, traded it off for 3. Check out the new Taurus DX22 with the FRT. They sell it now. Well, they sell an FRT that you put into it. I don't... Unless Taurus is doing a special version, but it's insane the FRT in there. I carry a 26 Gen 4 Deli, but I use a 12 round for the grip. I work armed security and carry a 17. Fair enough. Any daisies? No, but I do have a Ruger air rifle. Opinion on the Taurus Judge. Taurus Judge is fine. Does a lot of different things. Shoots 410, 45 long Colt. Shoots slugs. Good brand at 21 cents. Nice. Shoot whatever you like, man. I like guns. I don't care about the caliber. So if a gun is only available in 45, I guess I have to go 45. If it's only available in 9, I'm going to go 9. Is 124 grain a good weight for defense? Absolutely. 115 is a good weight for defense. 124 is technically the same SAMI spec as a plus P. So if you're looking at 115 grain plus P, just get 124. It's cheaper. Dog Lover, the name is familiar. Don't really remember you. Sorry. Can't even own an air gun without a license. I can own a crossbow without a license, though. Laws are stupid. I thought you can own air guns, but you can't own You have to have the license for the PCP air guns. And 6mm BB guns are more regulated than pellet guns. That's what I thought. I might be wrong, but that's what I heard. What do cows do on the weekends for fun? Go to the movies. I just bought a... You know why cows make terrible waiters? They fall over every time somebody tips them. I just bought an M1 Garand last month as a 26th birthday present. Do you think they're going up even more than they are? Not really. They're kind of stabilized right now. They haven't gone up much in the last few years, honestly, unless you're paying too much for one. SIG 365X macro or 43X? I will never recommend a Glock over any other brand. So I'll go with the 365. Bro, looking like he just took a dab. Dude, motherfucker, I am just so that fucking chill. My English sucks, but I'm just that chill, bro. What's new? Not much, Alex. What's new with you? I agree, I like all guns. In the early 90s, we had a few options as a dreaming kid. Yes. You can own an air gun without a license. Gotcha. Do you sell guns? I own an FFL, so yes. There are plenty of good brands selling 9mm for 21 cents a round right now. Got it. Yeah, and I can get... I just ordered 1,000 rounds for $200, no tax shipped. So I have a SIG 365 for like 200. I'm going to get a 365X slide. Interesting. T-Sauce 1911 thoughts. Solid guns, good starting points, decent triggers. I always recommend getting something with dovetail sights just in case you want to upgrade it down the road. I'm not a big fan of any GI model because they have the shit sights on them. But T-Sauce has been making pretty solid guns. They've stepped up their game big time. I originally had a problem with a Night Stalker that I bought from them, but there was an extenuating reason for that I wound up actually being 100% right on. By the way, all you people that tell me I was wrong can suck my dick. But yeah, I was right about what the problem was. I will say the 32p drama, the 320 drama shook my confidence. Take this for security, Joshua. The 365, even though it looks similar in terms of design, has a completely different FCU. Not in any way related to the issue. So you have no problem there. Do you drive motorcycles? No, I do not. I ended up picking up one of the Liberty or Death Edition 1911s with the GI sights, more collectible display, but I do carry it. Yeah, so, and that's the thing TSOS, Gerson, and a few other companies do, is they'll take their base model and then they'll do the dolling up to it because it keeps it reasonably priced. I really wish, because I had the Deadpool variant for a while, I really wish it had the dovetail sights. Because yes, you can drill out that sight. And believe it or not, if you drill out the front sight and you do it correctly, you can actually put a Glock front sight in a 1911 GI. I actually had a Firearms that I did that with. The Night Stalker is a good gun. You're not getting it back, guy. You're getting the Match X. Need a license in Scotland. England got different laws. Yeah. Ended up picking up one of there are different FCUs. I was just upset. Oh yeah, 100%. Sig Sauer completely shat the bed when it came to handling that situation. They would have had a lot better response from people if they said, look, we understand that this design of the trigger, sear, slide interaction can cause an uncommanded discharge in this specific case. We are working to address the problem. Please understand we are working on it. But instead they said, no, unless you manipulate the trigger, they don't go off. And if you say it goes off, it's because you're not an American. Really? Go fuck yourself. Would you rather have Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali as a bodyguard? I'd rather have Muhammad Ali because Muhammad Ali is faster than Tyson. Muhammad Ali actually said this out loud back in the day when he was asked if he could beat Mike Tyson. He said he's faster, and even Mike Tyson said this. Ali was a lot faster than Tyson, but Tyson has the power. Why do I like SIG that much when their pistols fire by themselves? Because, Jay Coldry, you have a significant dearth of understanding to what the actual problem is. So, because you don't understand the full extent of the problem, and you might be making a joke, I don't know, but because you have a lack of understanding of the problem, that's why you don't understand why I actually like some of their other firearms. I didn't know Richard Ramirez had a gun named after him. Lols. Beretta Cheetah, obsolete or irrelevant? The design is ancient, but the new ones are pretty solid. Definitely is just turned off by their bitchery. Oh yeah, dude, I've lost a lot of faith in the company as a company. Don't break into this guy's house. Go ahead. I don't care. See what happens. Certain people need to learn proper carry. Yes and no, Thomas, because I can tell you some of the facts if you didn't know all the facts about the SIG. Curved triggers, M17, M18, and base model 320s were the ones involved in the problem. If you disassemble one and you look at the trigger, because the trigger shoe comes off, the trigger itself is disconnected from the trigger bar when you take it apart. The rounded trigger allows for too much play, and the slide only has to move about a millimeter to disengage the sear safety if the trigger is manipulated. Stopping in to say hi, nice gun wall. Thank you, Guns and Goats. Although I wound up selling my RXP without ever shooting it, and I got the Hammerly. What year do you think gun manufacturers will run out of name for their guns? They won't. They won't. They'll just have weird names like the Ocelot. Oh, wait, I think there's a gun called the Ocelot. What do you think about the Hungarian AK-63F? I've never seen one. But if it's an AK variant, it's probably fine. Thoughts on the Ruger RXM? I like it. I've got one. I have a curved trigger in my 365. That's not affected. 365 is a different FCU. A 1mm rear slide move prevents the hammer from contacting the firing pin. Yes, but what it does is it disengages the safety, so that when the slide goes back, it drops the firing pin. So it's kind of a weird thing, because when you push it back, when it moves forward and your thumb is on the back of it, or you're putting it in your holster, because of the movement of the trigger involved with that, it's enough to release the sear and let it fire. I got to get the boy to sleep. I'll be here, just can't interact. Hey, give him a fucking pixie stick. Let him stay up. Kid, kick your dad. Kick your dad, man. Ocelot does sound familiar. I can't remember who does it. Best quality AR for cost. Depends. What are you trying to do? Or do you just want a one and done? Get a Knight's Armament, LWRC, Noveski, or like a Bravo company. If you're looking for one to build, get something like a Diamondback or a Radical. Good quality starting points. Do you have issues with your eyes? Yes. Reading from a distance causes my eyes to squint. I also have a lazy eye due to damage as a child. And the longer I read, the squintier my eyes get. This guy talks like he owns guns or something. Well, isn't the Ruger RXM have a Glock upper receiver lookalike? The Ruger RXM is a Gen 3 clone that accepts Glock parts, but it has a difference in that it has a removable fire control unit. What do I think about the Norinco 213? What is a Norinco 213? Are red dots mounted on your ACOG or PVO effective mid to long range? So red dots mounted to them, as long as they're sighted in correctly, yes, they are effective. You got a Nerf gun? Actually, I don't. I've got some 6mm BB guns done. I have a lazy left eye, NTech cripple, trying so yeah, so it's not a big deal. If somebody asks me, I will be honest about it. But yeah, I've got a lazy eye. I used to wear glasses that corrected the issue, but I got LASIK surgery and they fucked up the surgery too. The Norinco 213 is a Tokarev, but a 9mm. Oh, well, I don't like anything that's a Tokarev copy unless it's got a firing pin safety or a safety, because somebody ND'd one into my wall. What are your thoughts on steel frame versus polymer frame? When available, I will always select a steel frame or an alloy frame over a polymer frame. It just feels better. I'm an apex predator with the lazy arm. My father pushes me out of a moving car. So when I was 5 years old, my sister scratched my cornea really bad with a toy. And then I had to wear glasses, and this was back in the early 80s when we didn't have the same kind of prism coating that we do nowadays, so my eye kind of did what it wanted. But also because of the damage to my eye, it became very light sensitive. So, you know how they tell you you can train by keeping one eye closed or a patch over one eye? I can't do it because this eye is very light sensitive. I've actually had to wear hats since I was a teenager because fluorescent overhead lights hurt my eyes. Okay, I'm out. If the firing pin is blocked, the gun should not fire. The problem is in the sear design. Oh, yeah, the entire design is fucked up, man. But it has to do with the design of the trigger shoe interacting with the gun. It's really stupid. There's plenty of guys that have done demonstrating videos. If you just watch the videos, it'll be very clear why it works. Yeah, it's 100% a problem, but it's also the fact that that's why the problem only happens with the base model in the M1718s is because of the curved trigger on it. Watch the videos that show the demonstration of the issues. It fires out a battery. What's up with the Glock naming their guns? Why does the Glock 40 shoot 10 mil and Glock 22 shoot 40? I know you're making a joke, Stone, but the actual answer for Glock name nomenclature is because, for example, the Glock 40 was the 40th patented gun that Glock got a patent for or a trademark for. So they were issued that. That was the 40th design. That's why they come out with other numbers after other numbers. That's why the 47 and 49 came out recently, but the 45 came out before the 40. You know, it's all fucking. But yeah, it's based on when their trademark is issued. You need batteries? Kinda. I like Toyota. Nice. What GPU is that? That is a Gigabyte RTX 4070 Ti. It's the Gigabyte Gaming, although it's very dusty right now because it just sits in an open air. Hey! Very dusty. I'm surprised it's not overheating right now. Oh, spun it the wrong way. Ooh, I like the toys on the wall. Thank you, Darian. You learn something new every day. Because it doesn't engage the safe on standby. I'm not disagreeing with you, guy. Like I said, watch the video. There's plenty of videos out there. Damn, water-cooled CPU? Nice. I know that's expensive. It's also pointless in 2025. When I started water cooling, it was back when all-in-ones were not that good. Right now, like an NZXT Kraken X73 will do just as good as that. When the full computer is water-cooled, when I put a water block on the GPU and it's got full hardline tubing and 3 radiators and all the blocks in there, yeah, it winds up being about $1,000 in just the gear. What do I think of the dagger? Quality control still needs a little bit of work, but the guns themselves are fine. This channel makes the UKP a little. Good. Sorry. There's a reason we gave y'all an L. Do I play Apex Legends? No, I do not play Apex Legends. I play no online games with other people typically because I have severe nerve damage and physical disabilities that keep me from being able to have good manual dexterity. That's why if you ever watch my shooting videos, I'm a slapper. So I lose to 3-year-old Korean kids all the time. Smallest gun right now, the smallest gun for 2025 would probably be the Star Firestar, and that's an officer size 45 caliber. Water cooling takes so much time, man. I can never. I've had way more intricate loops, but yes, I agree. There's some setups I've had that have taken me 2 days to build and then another day to leak test. Just to show you something real quick. That is the new case. That is a Corsair 1000D that I'm going to be building in. That one makes that one look like a child's toy.
Hello.
Not trolling, but what's your nationality? Korean and white. He team kills. I team kills all the time, dude. Gaming, you sub. Thank you. I'd go RXM again before Dagger. So would I. Have any marbles? No, I lost them the other day. You upgrading the 50 series card since you're upgrading cases? I want to, but I'm not paying 50 series money. Also, 4070 Ti is plenty for me. I had the 4090. I sold it because I didn't take it full advantage of it. And I have no need to buy like a 50. If I upgrade, I'm going to a 5090, and I have no reason to right now. Seen the videos from the Remington 700, a weapon that's been around for 75 years, plus a child did something stupid. Okay. You have no Maribels. What's a Maribel? Can you tell me what you mean by Remington is gone? Should you keep gun boxes or throw them out? I keep mine. You can throw yours out if you want. If you threw out the one to my SIG, I don't want it back. Ice cream? Vanilla. I love vanilla because you can always add to vanilla. Hello, Trent. What's up? How you guys doing, by the way? If you're new here, do me a big favor, okay? I don't ask for money. I don't care. just hit the like button. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, because that way you can just get, all this shit anytime you want. It will really make me feel better. What 1911 do you prefer? If I could have any 1911, it would be a Nighthawk's Custom double agent. Otherwise, I've got a custom-built Gerson Influencer that I built. Do you like guns or something? They're all right. I buy them so that unintended people. Oh, you did not know that the Remington Model 700 has a glitch that if you drop it trying to pass over a fence from a distance of more than 1.3 feet, it might go off. No, I wasn't aware of that, but you said that it's that the gun is gone. The Remington 700 is not gone. They still produce it. They actually have a brand new model out. I can literally show you. The Remington 700 is still manufactured. So if there's a certain version of the 700 that maybe that's continued, but they still manufacture the Remington 700. You still got the back box. Good, because you need to. Because if you get rid of the box, you might as well keep it, bruh.
Might as well keep it.
What ARP do you prefer? 300 Blackout. Doesn't really matter the manufacturer. Check that, I lied. I'm sorry. Now I have to put it down and say they have improved the trigger mechanism. Oh, no, I'm not saying that you're lying. I was just... It kind of threw me for a loop when you said it was gone. Ports or comps, any recommendation for a go fast blaster with negative recoil? No such thing as negative recoil, but I would prefer a comp that's cut into the gun because it's going to be more effective from a single port versus the full ports. 4 ports are good for like a smaller gun. I think a comp is better for a full-size gun. 300 Blackout is expensive as shit. You got to pay for what you're getting, man. 300 Blackout is also designed to be suppressed and fired out of a short barrel. Guys, this guy has to be the gayest guy in the world. How did you know, buddy? I am definitely gay for the pussy. What GPU? The GPU is a Gigabyte RTX 4070 Ti. I have to admit it now, I'm a lesbian. I only like the ladies. They make my mangina twitch. Skippy? Don't you call me Skippy, buddy. You know how many guns you can get with one 300 Blackout rifle? You can get a whole store's worth if you got a couple of buddies with you. It's just all the guns on the wall, walls. Yes, because every gay man I know has guns, and the more guns you have, the gayer you get. What's your favorite car / engine? So this is going to be a little bit of an odd one for you. Believe it or not, my favorite is the 3rd generation Camaro from 1986 to 1992 with the 350 tune port engine. I think that's the sexiest engine, and up until the LS engines, it was actually more preferable than the LT engine because the LTs had the OptiSpark, which was a shit ignition system. So the 350 tune port, if you put longer runners on them, you got better torque, and if you put shorter runners on there, they revved faster, and they just looked sick as shit because they had that really cool intake on them. Got a 1911 at Cabela's for $350, made in Turkey, but seems good quality. Yeah, they usually pretty solid deals. It's faster to swap your guns out instead of reloading for mags. It's also faster to just blow up your house. My personal preference got to be the steel frame Para Ordnance P14 all the way. If you got big hands that can play piano, you can lay down. They did for a short period of time cancel manufacturing the Remington over this issue because of a lawsuit. That makes sense. That's why all the Remingtons say coming soon. And that's probably what the LSS stands for. Probably something like litigation safety shit. How many liters was that engine again? So they made two variants of it. They made a 5 liter, which was a 305, and then they made a 5.7 liter, which was a 350. However, Chevrolet never officially manufactured a manual transmission 350 tune port injected Camaro because it would cannibalize sales from the Corvette. Also, here's a bit of a car tip for all you guys. If you ever see somebody that has a 93 to 96 Chevrolet Impala SS with the 350 tune LT1 in it, it is not the Corvette LT1. So if they tell you it's got a Corvette engine, tell them to shut the fuck up. Because the Corvette LT1 has aluminum heads, the Camaro variant had steel heads, the Caprice and the L93 Caprice and the Impala SS's all had steel head LT1s. My packages. When are we getting a drunk live? $5,000. I heard you mentioned ice cream. I actually just bought some yesterday. I got mint chocolate chip and peanut butter ripple. Those are nice if you want something that's flavored, but I prefer vanilla just because you can mix whatever you want in it. Or you can just eat vanilla ice cream because fuck, you got vanilla ice cream. Hello, Thomas. You my brother? I was about to pour drink up my nose. I'm a lesbian too, dude. I've used that line thousands of times. Yeah, it's been around for a long time. I just made a root beer float. Really? How'd you do that? Did you throw it in the tub? Are those real guns? Yes. Can I be a mod? No. If you come into my live stream and I've never seen your ass before and you ask to be a mod, I can tell you what I am going to give you, though. I'm going to promote you to no longer able to type anything. Have a good day. Hey, Mud Racer, what's up? And to call somebody with 30 guns on the wall Skippy, you better be Steppy. Oh, I love when people call me names and insult me. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Not much. Just doing a live stream, talking to people, having fun, pretending that I'm a social person when I'd rather hang out with my dog. Do I play Siege? Nope, I suck at it. I am the king of team kill. Sometimes I would do it on purpose so I get kicked out of the game. It's a beautiful Camaro when it's got the 392 and the 4-speed transmission and a 236. What? How you been? Augusta, how you doing? Dave says, hey dude, you good? I'm alright tonight. Favorite game, Fallout 4. I've got over 1,700 hours into it. You got a dope voice. Thank you, sir. I used to do a Markiplier impression, but he practices that voice so much that it's, am I gonna die? Oh, look at that. Hey, everybody, it's Markiplier. Welcome back to Happy Wheels. How long you going? I can probably go to 11. You guys want me to go to 11? $1,000 in the chat if you want me to go to 11. What's the bolt action called? That is a Sears Model 43103. Somebody suggested it was manufactured by Winchester. They're probably right. I have not done any research. They don't have serial numbers, so unless I take it out of the chassis, I won't know. Any tips on scrapping a car with no title? If you have a bill of sale for it, you can usually call one of those local scrapper guys. I've never seen that gun before. It's a very old gun. If CWL is still here, hey CW, you still here? CW traded it to me. Do you have a staccato of any sorts? Nope, sold mine. Staccato can suck my bunghole. You're going to wait till Black Friday to buy a Remington 700. Damn, that's a long time, Bruce. How am I supposed to survive if you only buy one gun every quarter? John's Adventure says, nice PC. Thank you, sir. I am politically correct. Those 1911s are good World War II guns. Agreed. There's actually a lot of really good World War II guns. It just, 1911s were the military sidearm of the United States, so it gets all the love, but there were a lot of good ones. There are 15 392 Camaro. What are you talking about, Thomas? You like sights from any specific company? I can find sights I like from pretty much everybody. I'm not a huge fan of Crimson Trace integrated ones where they don't have any buttons like the super cheap ones, but even some of their stuff is okay. Thoughts on AK versus AR? I don't know why there should be a versus, man. You go with what you like, dude. I approve of everything. My Yankee Hill machine Black Diamond is the Excalibur of ARs. Yankee Hill is decent. Like the tattoos, thank you. I don't know what my next gun should be because I want a Nighthawk Sandhawk. I will give you 8 cents on the nickel for you. Wait, that would make you money. I'll give you 8 cents on the dollar for your current Nighthawk. Bro looks like a fish. Yeah, the kind of fish that fucked your mom. Hello. Hey, what's up, Bass? Have you heard of a Flux Raider? It's a pistol conversion kit. Yes, I have heard of the Flux Raider. The red, white, and blue one is really cool. Drunk Mouse made that for me. Favorite guns, 1911s. Fish Face. Good comeback, fucker. What are you, 11? Well, when I do buy a gun, I'm definitely getting the DP-12. I've been set on that for a very long time. Nice. Is 1500 a good deal on a used Daniel Defense DDM 4v7? I mean, the price is solid as long as the gun isn't abused. I didn't call you names. I said somebody got 30 guns on the line. You're going to start going to shit. Better be quick to draw. I wasn't talking to you, Thomas. What the fuck? The only other one I've seen that I thought were kind of interesting was 1911 chambered in 22. I thought it'd be a good little pest gun. I got one of those. That one down there is the Hammerly. Is that a Yeet cannon? Yes, it is. Stop typing in all caps. What do we think about a resin 3D printer? Those are kind of cool. I've seen those. That's fine. I just don't like all caps. It encourages people to type in all caps. And I mean, that might work on Twitchy, but I don't like it here. All right, everybody, go subscribe to Bruce, man. Favorite revolver, Ruger GP100 is probably my favorite. I've never understood the point of a semi-auto AK platform. The point of a semi-auto AK platform is fuck the US. Isn't that very Top Gun a 9mm? If you're referring to that one, yes. That one is a 12 gauge. If you don't subscribe to Bruce Banner, I'm going to only give my dog 5 million pets. But if you subscribe to him, I'm going to give him unlimited pets. And 5 million pets for a dog does not take as long as you think it does. Do you think a Springfield Armory Hellcat is a good EDC? As long as you practice with it, anything can be a good EDC, my friend. I carry a 1911 every day, Paraordnance Black Ops. It's a great EDC. What I would tell you is it's a reliable enough gun to be an EDC, but the thing you need to determine is how well do you shoot it. A lot of people will buy a gun based on its size rather than how they interact with the firearm, so they wind up buying something that's too small to comfortably shoot or has too much bite, too much snap, and then they don't practice with it. And if you don't practice with it, shooting is a perishable skill. If you don't use it, it goes away. So you need to shoot the hell out of your guns. You love the KSG. Kel-Tecs are fun. Do I like 9mm revolver platforms? They're fine. What do you think of the 320 Legion? I like it. I got one. You use a 45 as an EDC. I got a 380. Let's 1v1 in IRL. Depending on how much you practice, son, you're going to lose. Bodyguard 2.0 for the win. Smooth as butter. I've heard that a lot. Thanks for the advice. No problem, Daredevil. Is that a 9mm PCC? It's a 9mm PDW. PCC stands for pistol caliber carbine. Carbine is often misused by people to describe anything that isn't a handgun. Carbine refers to a shortened version of a rifle. So in that sense, a PCC would be a minimum 16-inch barrel. PDW is what these short barrels are, in that they are called personal defense weapons, PDWs, but it is a 9mm. Checked it out, and Sears and Roebuck model from 43s was manufactured by Mossberg. Interesting. Thank you for looking that up, Thomas. So everybody knows, PC does not mean politically correct. That is something that the New Age people have tried to put on it, because PC means paying compliance. All right. That's enough, buddy. I love the Smith & Wesson 27, but they cost a pretty penny for my budget. Well, the John Wick gun is not practical for EDC. Which John Wick gun? Because if we're referring to the actual John Wick gun before they started manufacturing the sequels and all that bullshit, an HKP 30 is absolutely usable as an EDC. All right, now we are getting to a point of absurdity. Thomas, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and take off. What's your oldest gun? I've got a 1903 pocket hammerless manufactured in 1907. What's your personal favorite in your collection? I have a Winchester model 1894 manufactured in 1939. It was my grandfather's. It's an amazing gun, and I love shooting it. When you get your land and set up your range, we need to get 2 BB guns and get all the mods together to see who's better at quick draw. Do you think Terran Tactical is overpriced because their blocks and staccatos are a shit ton? Yes. You're paying for the name Terran Tactical. I would never spend a penny out of my own pocket for a Terran Tactical. The only reason I own a Canik TTI is because I was able to trade through 2 lines of trade, technically 3 lines of trade, to get that gun for virtually nothing. I have an opinion on a budget DS 1911s and how PSA Saber 2011 will fit into the lineup. I need to check one out. I'm a dealer for them. I may ask them for a sample, but we'll see how it goes. I'm open to anything. The better the market is, the better the pricing gets, but we'll have to wait and see. What gun did you get a killer deal on? Pretty much everything up there I got a good deal on. I don't, I'm not braggarting about it. I'm just explaining why I don't pay a lot. Why do babies love outlets? CJ and his walkers going around trying to terrorize all the outlets. Give him the fork, dude. Let him fry himself once, Cody. He'll never do it again. Oh, look at my... Terran Tactical is like the Gucci of the gun world. So his actual Combat Masters, which the number that doesn't say Combat Master because he didn't actually build that gun. His actual Combat Masters are actually really good shooting guns. They're just not worth the money. What's your thoughts on the Smith & Wesson Shield X? I held one. It felt fine. And can we hear that appealing reload sound of that rifle up on the wall? Unfortunately, no, you can't, because you're not allowed to hold guns on live streams. It's crazy because you try to explain to them that it can't hurt them and they're not going to like it, but it's obvious they don't understand that. But then you do, and it's just like, kids, just listen, lol. No, you got to let a kid learn for himself. Do you remember when you were that age? Probably not. Do you know why? Because you stuck your fucking finger in a light socket and fried that day in your brain. I lived that day. You have a high point in your collection somewhere. Are you looking at a screen, Pinky? I mean, seriously, are you looking at your screen? There's literally one that says Yeet Cannon right there. It says High Point Yeet Cannon. Who punched my gang? Nobody punched my gang. My gang is awesome, dude. We go to Korean barbecue and we eat fish. I didn't see that one. No worries, man. Just pinch and zoom if you're on a phone, bro. What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Come here, buddy. I think Rocky's about done with the live, too. So, what are we at? 10:13? We'll go till 10:30. How long have you been collecting? About 8 years. So buying guns, you should invest in a gym membership. Motherfucker, put up your picture right now. Put up your picture, Gravy Seal. On Saturday, I shot skeet with my brothers. What's your smallest gun, and what is your biggest gun? Smallest gun would probably be a Colt Junior in 25 ACP. My biggest gun is probably my Marlin 1895 and 4570. What's the gun under your rifle stock? If you're talking about that one, that's the Canik TTI Combat Master. That one is a Star Arms Firestar, and that one is just a 3D printed. How do you afford all this? Time. I've invested a lot of time in it. People wish they could do what you're doing right now. You can, man. Just start. That's the problem. Also, I'm single. I have no responsibilities other than a dog that I take care of. Motherfucker, I can look down and see my dick. If you think I'm fat. Do you actually train or do you use those as paperweights? I actually train, brother. If you don't mind me asking, what's your occupation? Like, what do you do for a living? Well, technically, I am a gun tuber, but I don't make a living doing it. I own an FFL, and I do whatever the else I want. I'm retired. No responsibilities because of no woman and no family. Motherfucker, you say that like that's a bad thing. I've got an expensive PC, multiple vehicles that are paid for, almost. Triple-digit guns, a dog that likes me, whereas you have hookers that you have to pay extra to kiss. And by hookers that you have to pay extra to kiss, I mean your mom. Have you ever shot a 50 BMG? Yes, I did, and I actually shot it without an ear on. One of my ear pros was off, and it hurt. Your life rocks. What's an FFL? A federal firearms license. I own a gun store. Any nobody to love you. Billy Bob, when you fuck up your insult, just stop, dude. You go to another channel. It's fine. Go scroll down. There's probably some stupid lady doing yoga. What are your thoughts on opinions on Tanfolios? I love Tanfolios. Tanfolio is built in Italy. Very high quality. I've got their Tanfolio Witness right there. I used to have a few more, but I sold a few of them. Very bad. Objects mean nothing. Legacy is all that matters to you as a sad individual. Let's see. I've got 2,000 videos on guns. I have family that loves me and will do anything for me. I have friends that will love me and do anything for me. And I will be on the internet and in this world forever where you have 3 comments on a channel where you got fucking owned. So you have a great one. Expose me. Dang, can I order online to Mexico right now? Go for it, but I can't ship to you. But here's what we'll do for you, buddy. We'll remove your comments so that you'll also live in I can't say that word. I was trying to insult you, but I fucked up. So here's the one. Go fuck yourself. Do you think Noveski makes good rifles? Yes. There's no way you're old enough to be retired, my guy. You don't look a day over 30. I'm 46 years old, but I'm medically retired. I retired in 2017 when I killed myself. I can travel there. Yeah, but getting your shit over the border might be a problem for you. Yes, I am 46 years old. I just moved here this year. Nice, dude. Well, welcome. That's a lot of pew-pews. It's a few. Really? Of all the places to put your head, you put it behind a case on the floor. What is wrong with you, buddy? You okay, man? Dogs are weird, dude. They put their heads... They stuff themselves in places that are comfortable for them that make no sense to me. Sarshmal's 9. I like Sarshmal's. My God, I would have guessed 56 minimum. You're funny. You should know how old I am. I'm actually your father. Your mom's pussy was so bad I went out for milk. You have any cowboy guns? Not really. You have any merchandise? I did. I'm thinking about doing hoodies now that it's getting colder. But the problem is I can't really afford to have them made right now, and I don't want to pre-sell. I only got BBs, and they're really fun. BBs are fun. What do you think of the Lexus LS400? It's a four-door sedan with a 4-liter naturally aspirated with a 6-speed automatic transmission. I liked the LS400s. They were really nice. I also liked that they put that engine in the SC400. Remember they did the Sport Coupe for a while? The shots being fired is wild. Yeah, pretty much. Owning an FFL is low-key fired. It's pretty good. How much to get hoodies made? I have no clue, Stone. I honestly don't. I'd have to call him, and if we just do the same stuff like the picture files he has, it would be cheaper. But hoodies are not cheap, man. Have you heard of any parts breakages on the Tavor? Just got one on trade, planning on keeping it. Personally, I don't know much about them. I have one. Oh, yeah. Turns out the muzzle brake was aluminum, drunk mouse, so he had to replace it with the steel one. That's what's been taking so long. Which is better, a revolver or a pistol? Same. What's the tattoo on your arm? It's several different designs. This arm is kind of technology based. It's a lot of circuits and stuff with some significant things to me. This arm is horror based. So it's a skull and gears and stuff. So nice, thank you. Thank you. What did you think of the Chrysler 300? I've had every variant of the new modern day 300s. I like them. Owning an FFL, does that mean you can automatically get guns without doing background checks? Since you literally own a gun store, would you still have to do background checks? I can buy guns anywhere in the country and transport them, even handguns, but they would be in my store's name. If I want them in my name, I have to do a background check. I am not exempt from a background check because I own the store. If I want the store to be the sole owner of the firearms, then I can leave them in the store's name. Anyways, I'm going to head out. Have a good night. You too, Daredevil. It's really sick. I love it. Nice. How many guns do you have? I don't know, Frosty. I don't keep count. I honestly don't. I'm not one of those guys. I know I got a lot. That's all that matters. Bunny, you have a good night. Or you're talking to the other guy. Okay, thanks for the knowledge. I always wondered about that. No problem. What state is your store? Virginia. But I'm only doing special orders right now. I'm not really doing anything in store. I stopped selling my private collection. I had already sold like 55 of my private guns to help fund the store. So I can do custom orders. I can ship the FFLs around the country, but I'm not selling anything out of the store that's mine anymore. Cool gun collection. Nice. Lost my ass in the stock market today. Fuck. Sorry, fish. Well, just give me your credit card number. You might as well go full bore. For a starter handgun, what should I look for? You need to find guns that fit comfortably in your hand, and then you need to shoot them. You need to find a size that works well for you and that you can control well. Biggest gun that I've ever held? Well, technically a Barrett M82A1. Actually, that's a lie. A Boy's 50 caliber anti-tank rifle. You're up in Fairfax. Yeah, you're about an hour from me. Not too far. Someone breaks in your house. What's the first firearm you're grabbing? Shotgun. Y'all do customizations? Like, could I send y'all my firearm? Y'all customize it and send it back, or do y'all not do that? I don't have manufacturing and I don't have the equipment, number one. Number two, I'm not a certified gunsmith. And number three, it depends on what you want done. You'd have to send me an email. My gay neighbor wants to buy a gun. What do you suggest? I'm thinking pink. I don't know. I can't remember what your mom told me that she carries when I fucked her last night. Can you ask her? Also, 6mm ARC is down. You got so many guns, you misplace some and forget you have them. Yeah, I literally was sending texts the other day because one of my buddies dropped off a gun I forgot that he had, and I had to ask people if they had my guns. Boys 50 caliber looks really cool. Yep. You too, Mr. Bassinger. Am I religious? I have religious beliefs. I believe in a higher power. I really don't discuss it in online forums, just like I don't discuss politics. The way I look at it is if you have faith, absolutely good for you. Embrace your faith. But you should never take the opinions of an asshole on the internet, specifically me, when you don't know me. If you don't know me personally, then what I think shouldn't matter to you. Other than when I'm talking about what a gun does, how well it does it, things like that, because that's something we can all easily relate to. And that's something that's tangible. Sorry. LS or 5.0? Honestly, I prefer the 5.0 just because of its sound, and the 24 and the fact that it's a 4 valve versus a push rod. Trent, you have a good night, man. Do you need an FFL to sell air guns? No, you do not. Do you like Glock weapons? No, I do not. You seem cool. No, I am not. Yeah, I'm all right. I don't like Glock manufacturing concern. I don't like actual Glock. Their guns are okay. They're not that great either, honestly. Good stream. Yeah, we're getting to the end of it, dudes. I think we're going to dip out at 10:30. Do you have any cheap BARs? I wish. Do you smoke weed? No, it does nothing for me. Everyone make sure to hit the like button. Do that. Thanks for the convo. I'm gonna head out. I'm from Australia. We can't even have airsoft guns. Yeah, I heard. That sucks, dude. Come visit us here, man. You can rent while you're here. Come every year. It gives you good reason to visit, too. What's the procedure for getting an FFL? You need to submit an application to the ATF. The ATF will then come out and do a site visit in 6 to 8 weeks after you submit your application. They will do an enhanced background check on you. They will look at every nook and cranny to see if you have anything in your background that would make you not applicable to be a good FFL. They are not very accommodating right now for private home FFLs. I have a brick and mortar store, so that got past that. They will do a site visit. They will tell you whether or not your place is up to code or up to snuff for being an FFL. They will then do a 2.5 to 4 hour conversation with you, telling you what you need to do as an FFL, and then they will eventually issue you it. Thoughts on DPS AR-15s? I used to have a DPMS. Liked it. Station Princess, she got thrown out of her uncle's house more than a week. I don't know who that is. I care about what you believe. One day I'll convert you. God and guns, what's this country founded on? Yeah, if you had a choice to buy a cowboy gun, what would it be? I don't know, man. Do you like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yeah, he's all right. No, number one, we don't discuss prices. Somebody remove that comment, please. And number two, $10,000 is insane. No, thank you. Am I ex-military? No, never served. No military, no law enforcement. If I start a charity, will Win City donate to it for a tax write-off? Pay me instead. We go 50-50. Unfortunately, no. Because you just asked me to commit that fraud, Mr. Smiley Man. But if you want to invest and get a tax write-off, I will represent your company. I will advertise and publish advertising videos to help you spend the money you need to so that you don't pay capital gains taxes. I'm gay and black. Well, I'm sure you get a lot of action then. 1911s or modern pistols? Modern 1911s, man. That long gun up top behind you, what is that? The wooden one looks like a shotgun, but it's got a lever for a bolt action. Don't it? That is a Sears Model 43-103. That's how a sponsor works. Yep. Have you ever needed your weapon to protect your life? Not yet, thankfully. Yours is in California, so it almost doesn't count. It's a CNR. It's good everywhere. But yeah, I get it. You know the law on SBRs. In regards to what, Steven? Bolt action or semi-auto? Semi-auto is my preferred. Nationality, I am American, but I'm also Asian. So I'm Asian American. I was born off base in Korea. So technically, I'm more Asian than all the Asian Americans born here. Recommend a home tactical defense shotgun. Mossberg 930, Mossberg 940, Remington 1170. I like semi-autos if you can't tell. Beretta A300, 1301, and Benelli. Sheesh. Awesome. Thank you, OG. I'm just talking shit, Jim. Come out and fish Montana. Ah, Fish Montana. That's an ad. $5,000 you owe me now. Semi-auto with the 7.5-inch barrel. Well, then you would have to get an SBR tax stamp if you're going to put a brace stock on it. If you run a brace, you're fine. What's your opinion on laws for guns in California? California is no longer considered a U.S. state, in my opinion, so I don't think about California in any respect other than I know people that live there. Also, my voice is starting to go, so we're definitely leaving in a few minutes. Any luck with sponsors? Not really, but I got to reach out to more. How often do you hit the range? I try to go every week. What's your opinion on a good carry pistol? Something small and durable. That is a very personal choice, man. I can tell you what's reliable. Smith & Wesson M&P, Bodyguard 2.0, SIG 365, Hellcats, etc. But you need to go to a gun range or a gun store, try the guns in your hand, see what fits well. Does using a suppressor help cycling 300 black subsonic when it's a 7.5-inch barrel? Well, 300 blackout was designed to run suppressed, so it will help. But it's not going to really change the event. You know what I mean? It will run typically even without a suppressor, but it will give it that extra power because of the gas. Okay, that reads weird. Yeah, it did. You said you like the DP. You will get some sponsors. Oh my. I'm starting to sound like George Takei. Course set in, Captain. You play around with your super safeties? Nope. I got binary trigger. That's enough for me. Good night. Got early morning plans. Me too, Buckshot. Well, I definitely support California becoming their own sovereign state. I support putting dynamite along the entire border and cracking it off and making it a new Hawaii. Ooh, the 940 Pro Tactical is very interesting. Yes, it's a good gun, and I don't know why I added words to your answer. What's your opinion with Jeep owners having ducks on their dashboard? I don't understand it, but I'm fine with it. If you like ducks on your dashboard, that's fine. Remember, Beetles used to have that fake flower. Does your shop do gunsmithing? No, I'm a certified armorer for like Glock, Smith & Wesson in Springfield, but I don't do gunsmithing. Have a good night, everybody. Yep. When you come back next time, don't type in all caps. But thank you, brother. Biggest bore you own? 4570. I sold all my big stuff. How much did you spend in all the years of collecting? I've only been doing it for about 7 years, and quite frankly, I have no clue because if I calculate it all up, I'll fucking cry. I support that, Joe. Thank you. What's your favorite gun for home defense? Shotgun. Have you ever had to deal with cartels or some? Just asking. Luckily, no, I haven't because I know how to tell when a cartel member is a cartel member, and they get the "I am not here to cause trouble, sir" treatment. What 357 revolver do you prefer? Also, I did that with my left hand. That was not a military salute. Don't fucking call me out. 357 revolver, Ruger GP100. I own a 2012 Rubicon 2-door, no ducks. So you got the 2-door. I typically see it in the Gladiators and the Unlimiteds. Oh shit, sorry. No problem, OG. Do you like Ghost of Tabor? Yes, kind of. I hate the new update. The new loot system is absolutely fucked. I did a raid where I collected every oximeter, the finger pulse meter that's on the island at Tabor map. I literally walked away with 71 because they just used the same fucking loot and they eliminated the key cards. They say they're on the map. I spent the full hour looking around. 22 raids. I never found one. Report this channel for showing guns. Report your mom for not aborting you. What's a better investment, guns or cars? Guns are cheaper. I don't have an opinion on a good first 9mm. I can tell you what's reliable. Smith & Wesson, Glock, FN, older ones. Canik, Walther, they're all good ones. You just got to find what you like. Imagine waking up, you start finding ducks everywhere in your house. You keep finding little ducks in corners on top of shelves inside your fridge and your car garage shop with no explanation. I would sell them on eBay. Do you have videos on Tabor? No. I don't do anything like that. I was thinking about streaming it, but I only play PvE because I'm not good enough. I have too much physical damage that I can't really compete with all you fucking kids out there. Also, I play seated because I can't stand in VR. Do you have a video, American? Yo, bro, I remember you. What's up, soldier? America, for sure, this could never be Canada. It could be, but it would be illegally broadcasted. Those amendments, eh? Pretty much. A lot of them are. Happy National Grandparents' Day. Don't remind me. I'm old enough to have grandkids. You have an IRL GPU in your computer. Yeah, that's how computers work. I'm trying to get my VR up and running. Are you okay, buddy? You okay? Your head was down. You want to go outside, go potty? What's in your face? You want to go outside? All right, guys. My dog needs to go potty, so I'm going to take him out potty. Here, you guys can look at him one more time because I got to hit the button. Here, Rocky, you want to say goodbye to the people? Want to say goodbye to everybody? Say
Bye-bye.
Come here, buddy. Here, let's move that out of the way. Come here, pal. Come here. Say goodbye to Rocky. Say goodbye to Rocky. Say goodbye to Rocky. Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. I'd be happy with that many guns. Ducks. This guy is the man. Look, I got a dog. What's your question? Rocky plus 50,000 Jiminy lore. Rocky's the goat. Rocky's a goat. You're a goat, dude. Oh, by the way, he doesn't respond to any of those trends. Like, watch. Hey, Rocky. Nothing. Good light for a subcompact. TLR 7, TLR 8. He doesn't care. Hey, Rocky. You're adopted. Shake. That's about all you guys get. Look at them meaty paws, man. Look at them big old paws. I can barely close my hand around it. My dog's a good dog. Your breath stinks like a motherfucker, dude. Oh, he's such a good boy, though. Rocky needs night vision. Rocky has night vision. Make this guy number one. Just hit the like button, guys. For fuck's sake. Who's a good boy? Who's a good... Oh, Doc. We gotta go back in time. My mom's hotter than I remember, Doc. Oh, Susie. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. My boy's